Kusiak Show on WJOB, 1230 AM, 104.7 FM from the beautiful Strachan Van Til Food Market Studios here at my alma mater at Purdue Northwest. We're going to do some announcements. We'll continue to do those throughout the day. And also the boss is going to be coming in at one point, and him and I are going to go over a few things that we're working on together. Vasquez Development Corp with Kusiak Construction, as well as some of the things that are going on in the industry. Tomorrow, Adrian A. Santos, North Township Trustee, Trunk or Treat. Kusiak Construction in conjunction with WJOB will be there. It is a free event. If you have a son, daughter, grandchild, grandchildren, please dress them up. It's from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. There will be decorated cars, a DJ, candy, food, costume contest. It's at Wicker Park Pavilion. That's Ridge Road and Indianapolis Boulevard, Wicker Park, all the way to Hart's Ditch. There will be 1,000 kids tomorrow. We're going to get our truck all lettered up, or our truck all decorated up. And, Joe, you'll be there, and so will many people. So many people will enjoy. Also, along those lines, if you like trunk or treat, and that seems to be becoming more and more popular as opposed to kids knocking on doors of people they don't know, getting candy from them and eating it. It does sound kind of weird when you think of it that way, but that was my generation. We loved it. We did it. And now things change, like the world changes, and trunk or treats are becoming more popular. They're a little bit, obviously, more supervision. PNW, SAAC Trunk or Treat. Join us for our annual event, October 27th, 5:30 at PNW FNRC parking lot. A spectacular night of fun. So you can go to 2 for your kids. You can do tomorrow at Wicker Park. And then when's the 27th? What day is that? Is that Monday? Let me look at my calendars. If tomorrow's 25th, that's Monday. Monday, October 27th. Also, if you're looking to have some fun tomorrow, this comes from Mark, the Hobart Moose Lodge, and that is 293 South Hobart Road. And it's a benefit. It's a bingo, and the benefiting Haven House in St. Jude. Doors open at 5 p.m. Bingo starts at 7. 50-50 drawings. They got basket raffles, kitchens open, door prizes, moose races, hot balls. $10 for 10 games. Must be 18 to play. So that's a great benefit. Anytime you're dealing with Haven House and St. Jude, that's obviously for people. Those are nonprofits that take care of battered individuals, mostly battered women and children, so it never hurts. So go on out there and enjoy some raffle. And then if you're looking for some adult entertainment as well, 21 age, you must be 21 and up. This comes from Pat Creamer and Carolyn Jacobs from Hard Rock Casino. We're going to find out. Can you go online real quick to Hard Rock and see when ABBA is playing tonight? It's either tonight or tomorrow on the free stage. Saturday, 11/1. That's next Saturday. The Stray Cats, doors open at 7 p.m. The Stray Cats, the band that put rockabilly music back on the record charts in the early 80s, scored several big hits on both sides of the Atlantic thanks to the striking visual 1950s style brought up to date with exaggerated pompadours and colorful tattoos, as well as genuine musical chops that evoke the best players of the rockabilly's original heyday. Formed by guitarist vocalist Brian Setzer, upright bass player Lee Rocker, and drummer Slim Jim Phantom in the Long Island town of Massapequa, New York in 1979, the trio shared a love for rockabilly music. After banging around New York for a few months in the summer of 1980 and seeing a pompadoured kid on the cover of UK magazine NME, they hopped a plane to London where a rockabilly revival movement was just beginning to emerge. Their massive hits and videos include Runaway Boys, Rock This Town, Rock This Inside Out. That's a jam. Stray Cat Strut, She's Sexy and 17, and I Won't Stand in Your Way. Tickets are $84.35, 21 and up. Visit Ticketmasters.com. And then the next week, Dane Cook. Are you familiar with Dane Cook?
I'm
Joe?
not.
All right. He is a really good comedy trailblazer and actor. Dane Cook is known for his legendary stand-up comedy specials, unparalleled stage presence, and outrageous observational humor, having had his catalog of content streamed over 1 billion times worldwide, is in a league of his own. He has released a number of record-breaking comedy specials, including Vicious Circle, Isolated Insolent, Harmful If Swallowed, Retaliation, all those things. Live in Madison. He's one of the only people. Check this out. He was the second comedian to ever sell out multiple shows at Madison Square Garden. Tickets are $49.50, 21 and up. So we'll go over some other ones as it continues to go. The next few, we'll take a break. And then I want to find out, it's the free stage. Do they have it on their website?
Yeah, I've been looking at this, and some of this stuff is pretty crazy. So ABBA is tomorrow.
ABBA is tomorrow. I'm going to try to make that one. Go ahead.
Sorry, it's tonight.
Oh, ABBA is tonight.
At 9 p.m., ABBA's tonight.
Okay, so my old lady's out of town, and I'm picking her up at 8 o'clock tomorrow. She took her mom to Oklahoma to go see her family. Mm-hmm. So I'll be picking her up in the morning. I was hoping it was tomorrow because we have some friends that really like that band. We were going to try to go up there, but it is tonight. And what is the name of that tribute band?
Dancing Queen.
Dancing Queen.
And ABBA Salute, yeah.
So doesn't it make sense? Dancing Queen's probably their most well-known song.
I would say so.
So
the 1985 come the next day. They're pretty good, too.
1985 is coming Saturday night?
Yeah.
And that's at the free stage?
Yeah, I believe so.
So I may go tomorrow night. I don't know. The old lady's flying in. It may be a long day because we have to do trunk or treat. I may do trunk or treat and go right down the street and go play a little bit. I don't play. My wife does.
I may join you.
85 is a good band.
I may join you.
There you go. So that band probably doesn't come on until 9 o'clock, though, right?
Yes. The crazy thing is next two Fridays, there's a Eminem cover band.
Next Friday's Eminem cover band. So here's the thing that I like to do. A lot of people don't know. Hard Rock is obviously a casino, the number one casino in the area. It's at the corner of Burr and 29th. But basically, if you go to the expressway, you can't miss it. So there's a big sign with all the upcoming shows. Now, here's the thing, and I know that they may or may not like this. I don't gamble. Okay? I am a man of many vices. I gave that vice up. My daughter's 32 years old. I gave it up 32 years ago. And but there are many things to do at the casino. My wife likes to play the penny slots. I slide her a hondo. I'm sure from time to time she's had a hondo in her pocket of her own. So she either wins or loses 100 or two. I'll have a glass of wine, smoke a cigar, watch some football, and if we're there late enough in front of the main stage, I will listen to some really good music. And tonight is Dancing Queen at ABBA. Tomorrow is 1985. And next week, a paid concert is the Stray Cats, and then the following week is Dane Cook. We are going, I said we, there's 6 of us, are going on March 7th to go see Boy George, and that's a paid concert. I think those tickets are about $85. So if you have not been, you'll be very surprised. And then Joe also said next week is an Eminem concert. So there's a little bit of everything. They've got some, if you want to have a nice steak, you can go there. They have some Asian food. They've got all kinds of different things, different priced for you. So what I'm saying is you don't have to play. It's more of an entertainment place. You know, obviously it's called the Hard Rock. There's music, gambling, and the people watching is unbelievable, Joe.
Yeah. So
here's the thing that I figured out. I used to tell all the time, man, I go there and I people watch. And then I had this epiphany that people are watching me. You know what I'm saying? So like other people tell their friends, I go to the casino to people watch, and I sit in the same spot, okay? I don't want to tell people where it's at because it's my spot. And a lot of times someone's sitting there, but I'm there for 2 or 3 hours, so I wait them out. And before the end of the day, I get my spot. And I'm sure that someone tells their friends, you should see this weird dude that sits in the same spot every time I'm there. So when you think you're people watching, people are watching you. And especially the later, if you get there on Friday and Saturday night, and the freaks come out at night. Have you ever heard that? You ever heard that song?
I heard of that.
You got to look that song. Next week we're going to play that song. You've never heard that song?
I have heard
The freaks come out at night?
I've heard this.
I mean, we used to not come out until nighttime when I was at that age because the freaks come out at night. And you want to talk about the freaks coming out. It's unbelievable. And there's And I'm a guy. Sometimes putting 100 pounds and 50 pounds, the stuff be hanging out all over the place. If you know what I'm talking about. So it is a beautiful place to go. I am a fan, and you don't have to gamble.
But if you do gamble, your night is free if you win.
If you win.
Please gamble.
And from time to time, my wife will come back with, here's the funny part. When my wife wins, she gives me back the 100.
That's fair.
She does. So I think a couple weeks ago she hit $321. So she gives me 100 back. I go, I don't get any of the winnings? She goes, you're lucky you got your 100 back. So go on out, and if you have some open time, obviously it's some of the best entertainment in the area. You can gamble if you'd like. There's things for all different things, and we'll go from there. And we appreciate that they're sponsors of WJOB, and High Tide rises all boats. And I think that, as you see, we will have Matt Schufert on subsequent shows. He's going to give us an update as to where we're at with Matt Schufert is the president of Hard Rock. And he's going to come on with me, and we're going to talk about the future of the Lake County Convention Center, which is going to be built right there, and how that is going to exponentially add to economic development. Let's take a phone call before we take our first break, 219-845-1100. You're listening to Dave Kusiak Show on WJOB. Good morning. What say you?
Hi, Mr. Kusiak. Could you do me a favor?
Whatever you'd like.
Well, could you, since you're playing the songs, could you play me this one theme song I like from that 1940?
It's up to Joe, man. You got to ask Joe. Joe's the producer.
I feel so bad.
You can't do it, can you?
Every day. No.
So go ahead and tell him, Joe.
If you can call me on Friday, if you call the station on Fridays prior to 6 a.m., I will answer and give you your song.
Well, why don't you do this? Let's do this. Why don't you tell us the song? And that's the song we're going to start out with next Friday at 6 a.m.
Listen, if you want to call back and give us a song, I will tell you. I will play it next Friday. But
so we got a little bit of time at the beginning of my show before we go to YouTube or something. Is that what you guys set up?
Yeah. So we can go live on the radio.
So people aren't watching at that time because of that?
Well, they're watching on the radio or they're listening on the radio, but they
So
can't
the question
watch on
becomes,
YouTube.
do I want to be on YouTube at the beginning, or they don't get anything because I'm playing my songs?
Right, but you're just playing the music anyways.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they just sit there for an extra 12
Well, I think it's
minutes.
important that we get our brain straight. I mean, you got to have your brain straight if you're going to listen to 3 hours of me, including myself. I got to get myself straight.
So this is what we're going to do, sir. If you call me prior to 6 a.m. on Friday morning, I get in office at 5:30. All right, I'm here every morning at 5:30. If you call me before 6, I will play the song for you because I think I've hung up on you like the
Look
past
at you
5
getting here at
times.
5:30, Joe. You know I despise your generation. I mean, I just have to tell you. But you're one of the guys that I like.
Well, I get it from Matt, dude. Matt gets here before I do. I come here at 5:30 when Matt used to watch over me to make sure I was doing things right, and he's here at 5:15.
Your generation wakes up at 9:30.
Yeah.
You're already almost done with your shift by the time most of your friends are waking up.
It's way worse than that. Trust me.
I know.
It's
a bunch
way
of
worse than
slugs
that.
is
Yeah.
what I like to call them. So, see, here's the good part for you, Joe. Your competition, seriously, I'm being serious here. Most of the time I am. You're going to be based off your competition, correct?
Yeah.
Since they're a bunch of lazy-ass slugs that sleep in till 10 o'clock, that don't know how to cut the grass or basically wipe their ass without mommy and daddy being there, you're going to far exceed them.
Oh yeah. That's the plan.
The cream rises to the top, brother. Just remember that. Cream rises to the top. And your generation is all cake. I mean, they're all the bottom of the cake. Let me wake up at 9:30. The day's over.
I genuinely.
By 9:30, I've almost completed everything I want to complete.
I can't even wake up at past 7 o'clock anymore. It's bad.
I mean, seriously,
7 is
I feel
sleeping in
bad,
for
but
me.
your generation, I just want to scream. And this is, but I give you guys credit in this. Your generation is a compilation of our generation babying you guys and society babying you. So let me go with this. We can't get mad at you because you don't know how to cut the grass because we never made you cut the grass. We can't get mad at you because you don't know how to change a spark plug in a lawnmower because we never had you change a spark plug in a lawnmower. We can't get mad at you because you don't know how to work with a 9/16 wrench because you never had to change your own tire because you never rode your own bikes. You never had to figure out how to take the inner tube out and patch it and put it back in, or put your chain back together because you never rode your bikes. We can't blame you for not doing anything with your hands or being mechanically inclined because all you had was a controller or a phone or something that you had to swipe or hit. Whereas when our age, we had to figure out if you wanted to get 32, 44, or 56, you had to rig your TV antenna, sometimes using foil, like I'm doing here with this thing every morning. Okay, that's what we used to do. So since we never had you do it and we never taught you work and you never had chores, then we can't expect once you turn 16 or 18 and then unleash you into the work world and figure out that you guys have piss poor work environment, ethics, okay? The whole thing with your phones, you understand when someone, unless your phone is a part of your job, you understand when you're working for someone, why are you on your phone? That's not your time. That's my time.
Literally.
It's the person who's paying you's time. And it just infuriates me. We need to teach this generation, but I will give you guys credit because I'll give you credit. Because my generation, if we would have told that to the generation before us, we would have got slapped. Your generation, you just came in and said, not only are we going to be lazy, you're going to pay us, and you're going to like it. I give you credit for that. And most of our parents go, okay, Johnny, would you like to go to college and we'll pay you and here's your money and you don't have to do anything? Get the F out of here. I mean, seriously. Did you see that ICE is trying to recruit people and 70% of them can't even pass the basic physical test? I could tell you why. Because we're out of shape and we're fat and lazy. Go to a grade school. Go to a middle school and watch the middle school kids come out. It's disgusting. The whole society that we've put together is ridiculous. And it started with President Obama. Oh, we can't do the push-ups or sit-ups. I used to hate that when we were in grade school. And you know that they used to have a test where you had to be able to do so many push-ups or sit-ups and you made it to a level. And he said, well, we don't want anyone to feel bad about themselves. Well, you should feel bad about yourself if you can't do a push-up or a sit-up. You should get your lazy ass off the couch and go take a walk or a bike ride.
I have so many funny stories about that kind of stuff. Because I remember specifically like being in middle school when they started taking away all that stuff for like physical activity like Obama did. Because so we had this thing called the PACER test. And I remember from 7th going into 8th grade, they told us, they were like, hey, when you do the PACER test, you basically like, it's like beep and you got to run across the gym before the other beep or you don't take it. And it just goes level by level, faster. When they told us that they were no longer grading us on how far we go versus just participating, I think about 95% of my class, including myself, to be honest with you, just straight up after the third one just walked away.
Yeah.
Because, like, why? If you're going to give us an A, like.
You got an A for participating.
Yeah, exactly.
And so.
And that's part of the reason why everyone's
and the whole
so
participation, Joe, think about this. You've been very successful in your athletic career.
Yeah.
That's because you've worked hard and you've beaten the other team. And therefore, when you beat the other team, you win hardware, correct?
Yeah.
So there was this period during the Obama administration when no one wanted to feel bad about themselves or their kids. Let's not keep score. When we used to lose, you know what my old man used to tell us? You know why you got your ass beat? Because you sucked. And the other guys were better. And if you want to work on it, let's go play some catch, or let's go to the batting cages. Or let's go do whatever it is we need to do to get better. Not the other guy. Well, you just had a bad day. No, you suck. And get your ass up and start working. And the whole thing with participation trophies, I tell this story all the time. I was moving my offices from Kennedy to Summer Street, and there was a desk or something in my office, and I opened up the top drawer, and there were these medallions because I was a coach for 10 years. And it was third place. Do you know where those medallions sat? In my desk. Because you know what? In 8th grade, we should have been first place. So do you think those kids got their third place medallions? Absolutely not.
The only trophies I have in my house are first place trophies. I think I had like 2 wrestling that I took like second and third in like a couple tournaments, and I don't even look at
You know what
them.
my old man used to say about second place? It's the first loser.
I hate when people try to tell me that it's not about winning, it's about having fun. The only thing on this earth that is fun is winning.
There you go.
And if you are not winning, then it sucks. It
Yeah.
sucks every time. I don't care what you're doing, who you're doing it against. If you are not winning, you are not having fun, and that is
Well, think about that.
baseline.
Here's for those people that don't want an expansion of ice. This is an example of the last 25 years of coddling kids, not worrying about if they're physically fit or not. I'm upset with myself. I'm looking in this camera right now, and I look like a fat ass because I'm probably about 223 right now. I should be around 210, really 200, but I'll be happy with 210. And do you know why I'm 223? Because I've been eating too much and not working out enough. Okay? So it's really, really simple. You take in calories and you burn calories. And if you take in more than you burn, you start to gain weight. Okay? So why is it so difficult for us to tell people that in this world? Why is it so difficult? The entire thing about being physically fit is so that you can live longer, have a higher quality of life, and not deal with the BS of all this stuff that I watch TV, and you're sitting, every single ad is a pharmaceutical ad. So the pharmaceutical industry has made money making us sick and then trying to cure us. So, but it was Obama. The kids, they can't do a push-up or sit-up, so we don't want to give them a bad taste in their mouth. Well, how has that turned out? And by the way, this comes from a guy that's in great shape, right?
Yeah, he is.
So why, if you're in the shape that Obama is, why wouldn't you tell people you want to look like me and be like me? I just don't get it. I don't understand why the standard isn't always being pushed to the next level. And we're always trying to lower the standard. Why are we lowering standards? The rest of the world is trying to catch us, and we're coming down to them. It's like your coach would tell you when you guys had a bad game and you guys won by, you win in the final couple of minutes and you should have blown that team out. Your coach is going to tell you played down to your competition. Mm-hmm. And when you're really, really good, you don't play against your competition, you play against yourself and the standard that you set for yourself. And I'm going to continue to push that. If you continue for mediocrity, you'll get it. I'll guarantee you. If you want to go a race to the bottom, you'll win that race. Okay? It's a very easy one to win, and there will be a bunch of people around you. Misery loves company. Remember that. Misery loves company. And there will be a bunch of victims around you. Here's the reason why I didn't do this. This person kept me from doing this. This person kept me from doing this. Do you know what my old man used to say about the person that kept you from doing something? Go look in the mirror. That's the person that kept you from doing something.
I like that.
That's my motivational speech of the day. Let's take our first break. When we come back, we're going to tear it up. 219-845-1100. A lot of things going on this weekend. We'll get into some of the stories about ice. We'll get into some of the stories. I want to get into this. This is very interesting. The Republican Party in the state of Indiana looks like they are taking a step back from redistricting. So if you're a big fan of Congressman Frank Mervan and you're a big fan of the 9 districts that currently exist, it looks like there's not enough votes at this point in the Senate for the redistricting that have some people upset. So we'll talk about that and much more. You're listening to Dave Kusiak Show on WJOB, 1230 AM, 104.7 FM from the beautiful Strachan Van Til Food Market
Schneider
Studios.
Driving Job. At Schneider, you can find a driving position that fits your lifestyle and goals, all while getting the pay you deserve. Plus, Schneider drivers operate state-of-the-art, well-maintained equipment and have access to award-winning benefits and a 24/7 support team. Explore Schneider's huge selection of driving jobs today and find your perfect fit at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Hard Rock Casino Northern Indiana wants to make you a winner every Friday in October with our $500K Double Down giveaway. Earn entries each week to boost your chance of winning a guaranteed $50,000. Then you can choose to walk away or risk half for a shot at $100,000 in cash. Do you dare to double down? Only at Hard Rock Casino Northern Indiana, just off Exit 6, I-80-94. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Life's biggest challenges don't come with a warning. When legal issues arise, whether it's a car accident, personal injury, criminal charge, or representing you before municipal boards, you need a trusted advocate on your side. At Westland & Bennett, we listen first because your story matters. We provide strategic, personalized legal solutions to protect your rights, your freedom, and your future. Peace of mind starts with a conversation. Call 219-440-7550 today for a free consultation.
Tech Credit Union supports the essential role of union labor in building strong communities. That's why we offer hassle-free banking, financial empowerment, and a commitment to your success. Save for the future, handle life's challenges, and trust a partner that stands by hardworking union members. Tech Credit Union, the better option for you and your money. Visit techcu.org or call 800-276-8324. Tech Credit Union, supporting union families every step of the way.
But it's time. You gotta catch up with me.
Yeah. I'll catch up with you. I'll be right back, man.
I'll see you in a minute.
Anything else? Yeah.
Well, what's up, boy? Hey, Ryan. Not tonight, man. Not tonight. Oh, yeah. You guys are right. Hey, come on. Let's go. Come in.
Welcome back, everyone. Is today the last Friday? Let me look.
No, next Friday.
Next Friday's the 31st?
On Halloween.
Oh,
We're
Halloween's
doing a Halloween
Halloween's
episode.
next Friday?
Yeah, we got a Halloween episode. I just realized that.
It's going to be ghoulish.
Ooh.
Next Friday is going to be ghoulish. It's the second last Friday. Next Friday we will be here. And then I really like I really like Thanksgiving, but it's not Thanksgiving. I really like trick or treat. Before we get back to the phone lines, 219-845-1100, get into the program. Adrian A. Santos, North Township Trustee, presents tomorrow, Trunk or Treat. Please bring your children and or grandchildren. It is free. Kusiak Construction has partnered with Vasquez Development Court and WJOB. We will be there together giving out candy.
All your favorite producers will be there.
Are you guys dressing up?
Yes, we're dressing up, and
it's a secret.
It's a secret.
It's a secret, so I won't give it away. But I will not be dressing up. I will be coming there. It's a work event for me. One of the things that we do, and Jim and I are going to be talking about this when he comes in. The other thing that we're going to be doing, we're picking a date. Our company really believes in being a part of the community, and that's not just something we say; it's something we do. And this is one of the events that we do at Kusiak Construction. Kusiak Construction, in conjunction with Kusiak Cares, did a coat drive with North Township for 10 years. I think it's our 5th or 6th year of a food drive, which we're going to be talking about when Jim comes in. Very serious note what's going on with food insecurity. You know, that's a term that's been brought up for your generation. Okay, do you want to know what we used to call it? Hunger. Yeah. Not food insecurity. Hunger. Okay?
Food insecurity.
Because you don't have food at your house. And I know what a block of cheese looks like. I know what a block of cheese tastes like. Okay? And it tastes good when you don't have anything else. And so, right down the street from where you went to school, one of the reasons why I decided at Kusiak Construction to have this food drive, I didn't even realize that the food bank was there. Mm-hmm. And I was picking up some material across the street, and it was a Friday. I said, "What the hell is these cars doing?"
Yeah,
they were lined up, and then they were lined up going all the way down 61st.
I remember seeing
and then I looked and I said, That's the food bank.
Yeah.
And
It's crazy.
they
how
said
many
there's
people
people
have to
getting
do that.
food. So I said this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
The one thing that we all can agree on in this country, or we should agree on, is that one, everybody should have a warm plate of food in front of them. And number two, they should have a warm place to live and or rest their head. And when they come out in the winter, they should have a jacket. Okay? That's the least that we should be able to do. And what you find, and this is what we'll get into when Jim gets here, when you go in, most people, when they go in their closets, they have 2 or 3 jackets that they don't use anymore. And when you open up your cupboard, you realize that there's food overfloweth. And if we slowly but surely took care of that, we could take care of each other. And then ultimately, the best goal is that everybody has a job and they have a purpose so that they can take care of themselves and be self-sufficient. Okay? That's the goal. But until we get there, we will make sure, at least I will, and our company, and all the people involved with me, will make sure that people have food, make sure that people have a warm jacket. And it's nice right here. Look, you want your kids to meet other kids? Come on out tomorrow, 1 to 3. Okay? Then on Monday, PNW has a trunk or treat at the PNW. I don't know what the FNRC parking lot is. You go to school there. Where is that? Is that the front parking lot?
You went to school there too.
Yeah, but I don't know what the FNRC is.
I have no idea.
It's it'll be in
My
one of the
guess
parking
is it's
lots.
Probably gonna.
You know how
be
many
that.
buildings they've built since I went to school there?
I don't know. Probably a lot.
Quite a few.
Yeah.
I mean,
think
you know
it's
what the big
probably
deal
in
was
front
when
of
I
the
went to school there
NILS.
is you used to get tickets because there wasn't enough parking. There literally was not enough parking spaces.
There's still not enough parking spaces.
So that is so there's 2 things that you can go to. So 219-845-1100. I do want to talk about some of the things that are going on. ICE is obviously in the news. Also, redistricting in the state of Indiana. I want to talk about that. It appears, and there was a preliminary map put out, which basically would take Congressman Mervan from a probably plus 3 or 4 Democrat district to a minus 13.5. You got that, Joe? Do you gamble? A little bit? Do you understand what getting points or giving points is? So he's a plus. He's actually supposed to win by 4 points in this district. He's supposed to lose by 13.5 in the proposed redistricting. Now, the Republicans in the Senate so far say they don't have the votes to change that. Is Governor Braun going to use some capital with the President Trump to put pressure on the Senate, the Republicans rather, to go in the instead of every 10 years, do it in the middle of the cycle? I don't think it's worth it. I really don't. I think you're going to lose. You may win the battle, but you may lose the war. And I say this to my friends that are Democrat. I don't understand how you don't get a message against some of the stuff that's going on in the state with the Republicans. I don't understand. If you don't like what's going on in education, get a message. If you don't like what's going on with the redistricting, get a message. But more importantly, and this is the biggest part, get a messenger. My Lord, in the whole party, you don't have a messenger? That speaks volumes. 219-845-1100. Good morning. You're live in the air.
Hey, Kusiak, how you doing?
I'm doing good. What about yourself, Dave?
Oh, inspired choice of songs this morning from the 80s.
Yes, and here's
Which
the other
kind
thing.
of leads me to what I'm going to be talking about here, to the kind of hearing about, what's going on tonight down over in Hammond. Bishop Knoll and Griffith revived.
Oh, is that
And
the
I
football
kind of
game tonight?
remember, yep. And I'll probably be there in spirit, listening via the phone.
Yeah, there was some very, very.
I would say Spirit is probably the best way to be there if you're an BNI.
So before you get your rocks off there, Joe, Andran was
Outright
not even
winners of the
considered.
NCC.
Just let me finish here for a second. Before you were born, Andran was an afterthought. Okay. So I told you this last week. No one even cared what they did. And then what happened was all the educated people that got educated at Catholic Central, which turned into Bishop Knoll, moved south. And it was too far for them to send their kids. And by the way, Andrean doesn't even exist without the people of Bishop Knoll, just to let you know. It was built in 59, okay? It doesn't get built without the people that were educated and the leaders of the Catholic organization. And then it doesn't become anything what it's near if you look at, now you're not one of those because you're a transplant. If you look at half the people that are in your team, okay, including Nikki, okay, his mother was my wife's classmate, okay, Bishop Knoll. Half those people are Bishop Knoll grads and or their grandparents are Catholic Central grads. So the only thing that we ask, and this is one of the reasons why many, many people dislike Andrean, because you guys win and lose with the same class, which is no class. Okay? If you guys showed just a little bit of humility and weren't such jagoffs, maybe some people would celebrate you guys winning. But I've said this before. Andrean has done one thing that no one ever thought that would be done. And I've been in this game a long time. People thought that no one ever thought that Munster would be dethroned as the biggest jag-off parents in the world. And lo and behold, guess what happens? Andrean comes along, they start getting a little bit of success, and you guys have dethroned them as the biggest jag-off parents that there are.
We love it.
That's right. And you're showing
We
this.
love it. I love to
exactly
be the bad
right.
guy. We the best and we the bad guys.
There you go.
I love it.
And you guys have no money to rebuild your school. You have no you guys win trophies, but where are you guys rebuilding your school at? What were you guys taught about being an alumni and coming back and giving? You guys can't even rebuild your school. It's falling apart.
Don't worry about us.
I'm not worried about you. I'm just giving you the score of the game.
It doesn't matter
just
about
because
our facilities.
Listen, you're 21, right? The world
22.
existed before 21, before the last 21 years. So what he's talking about is the rivalry back then was Griffith at the Boneyard, Griffith along Chicago Avenue, Hobart.
Yeah.
Okay. Hobart under.
And here's kind of what I'm remembering back from late 80s, by the way, if you'll let me finish.
Go ahead, Dave.
So kind of reminiscing back to my senior year of high school, circa 1989, when Griffith met Bishop Knoll in the sectional title game. And both teams were like in the top 2-3 in the state in Class 3A back then. And needless to say, it sucked for Griffith that night.
I think Knoll ended up going all the way down to the Hoosier Dome and bringing home some hardware.
Yeah, they won the state title that year. Yeah. They won the state title that year.
And so
ended up having to beat Les Thornton to get it.
And Les Thornton was a hell of a coach at the Griffith. And so a lot of people don't realize Griffith had a pretty good football team before Russ Radke was there. Bishop Knoll had a very good team for 27 years under Jerry Vlasic. Okay?
Yeah.
So if things, remember this, Joe, things get cyclical. Things are cyclical. All of a sudden you lose a coach. All of a sudden you go from going 8-1, 9-1 to 1-9. It happens real quick.
They have an old Andrean coach. They got Coach Mason now. Griffith does.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're a team to be reckoned with.
Griffith, I mean Griffith's back in the fray. At least for now. Yeah. We'll see how long that holds up.
How does that make you feel, Dave, that your alma mater is – so Phil Mason has won everywhere that he's gone, and it is – especially now in sports, it's the same thing at the pro level, same thing at the college level. If you don't have coaching, you don't have anything. And you have to have some longevity. Just even look at what the Bears have done. Those are basically almost the same team. And you could tell what the difference between coaching and discipline does. And so enjoy that listen and or watch, Dave.
Mm.
And it brings back some good memories whenever you're talking about. So I was a sophomore, maybe? Junior? No, I was a sophomore, 1985. Bishop Knoll had a really good team. And I didn't go to the game. I'm sitting in East Chicago listening to it on WJOB. And
yeah, I think I might have been doing the same thing in '89, listening to that game on WJOB back then.
And so, Joe,
At
check
least
this
I think
out.
it was on JLB.
Joe, check this out. I'm listening to the game. For some odd reason I didn't go. I'm listening at my grandmother's house, 4938 Walsh. Listening to and we're losing, and we were one of the best teams in the area in '85. We're losing to Griffith. And there's like a minute left. And there's a screen pass to my best friend, Dave Holzback. And the announcer's like, Holzback gets the screen pass. He makes a move. He could do it. And I'm sitting in the front room going, go, Dave, go, Dave. He scores. And the game's over, right? So Griffith kicks off. Or Bishop Knoll kicks off to Griffith. They get a decent return. They throw a pass. They get a flag, defensive pass interference. Griffith had not attempted a field goal all year long. And I think a dude steps up with 3 seconds left and nails a 39-yarder to win the game. They didn't attempt a field goal all year long. And a dude steps up. Think about that. I remember talking to my buddies, the next day. They're like, they're still stunned at
even
that.
a little bit before my time, even. Of following the high school sports that super close.
So, Dave, thanks.
I kind of started following it more like right when I was kind of going through high school.
Dave, what else is going on? What are you going to do this weekend?
Will do that to you.
What do you got on the books this weekend?
Probably. Let's. What do you mean on the books?
Well, I don't know. You got anything planned this weekend?
Probably gonna be catching up with my brother on Sunday over in Glenview.
All right. Well, you enjoy. Keep listening. Enjoy that game tonight, and enjoy your weekend. Okay, Dave.
All right. You too.
All right.
Say hi to Jed for me, by the way.
I will say he's coming in a little bit. I'll tell him you said hello. 219-845-1100. Good morning. You're live in the air.
Hey, good morning. How are you, Kusiak?
Life is good, brother.
Hey, you know when they say something lives in your head rent-free?
No, I don't know what that means.
Andrean, man. Dude, Andrean just lives in your head.
I wouldn't piss in the mouth of an Andrean grad in the middle of the desert to keep him alive.
I thought, didn't they get $100 million from the Legacy Foundation to rebuild?
I don't know. I really don't keep an eye on it. I just know the only thing that I do from time to time when I'm driving in front of 5959 is I'll pull my truck over, drop my trow, and piss right in front of it.
Hey, so that was a great rant you went on the last hour about the kids and stuff being soft.
Yeah.
And I only asked this because I think you've said it publicly, so I just wanted to clear. It's not like I know any secrets of you or anything. Did you pay for your kids' college?
Absolutely.
Ah, okay.
And my kids have always had a job.
Oh, you got a reason for it. You got an excuse to coddle your kids at.
No, I mean, I'm not going to say I didn't spoil them.
We always rant for 20 minutes.
The kids
complain about how everybody pays for their kids' college and they're doing this for their kids, this and that. You're doing the same thing. So what are you doing to help this world?
My kids are both self-sufficient. They
both
are. Work.
Who paid for their college if they're self-sufficient?
They're self-sufficient. There was actually, I'll be honest with you. I told my kids I'd pay for 4 years of college, and my one daughter decided to switch degrees, so she paid for her 5th year herself. Because I said I pay for 4.
Boom. Yeah, I think he just wanted to
That's
yell
all right.
because he's gone.
Listen, I'm not telling you that I didn't give a better life to my kids. I think that's your goal. I'll go a step further. The only reason I'm working as hard as I am, and I almost died, and it's my 5th year anniversary of my surgery coming up on November 3rd when I turn 57. My purpose in life is to make money to take care of my wife, my 2 children, my son-in-law, my grandson. Okay? They're going to be left with, I barely spend any money anymore. I am out there working as hard as I can so that they don't, I am already putting away, I've already started a 529 for my grandson. Okay? And I'm meeting with my financial advisor in the next 2 weeks, and I will make sure that I put another chunk of change in for him. But much expected, much given, much expected. So my kids have worked since the beginning of time. My kids had chores. Okay, there was an agreement that this is what they're expected to do. So I also paid for them to go to St. Thomas More. I paid for them to go to Bishop Knoll. So what you should do when you call me as a taxpayer, especially in Munster, is thank me. Same thing with your parents. They put you through private school, right?
Yeah. I was on scholarship for 2 years in college, though.
I know, but I'm telling you, when you were in school, your parents did all those people that send their kids to Andrean, Bishop Knoll, all the private schools. This is before vouchers. We got no tax credit for sending our kids to school. We saved the local community money because they would have had to educate those kids, right? So this voucher thing's a new thing, Joe. When we sent our kids to school and our parents sent us to private school, you got no credit. The state didn't give you a tax credit. The state didn't give you any money. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you basically came out of your own pocket, which basically saved every other taxpayer. And I'll go a step further. I lived in Munster, sent my kids to Bishop Knoll, and was a proponent of the referendum, which was additional tax dollars out of my pocket, not even using it. But I felt that having a good public school system in the community I lived was better for everybody. So how about that for the caller?
You got one more if you want to take it.
219-845-1100. Good morning. You're live in the air.
Why is it that Democrats like to say nobody's above the law, yet they're viciously attacking federal ICE officials enforcing the law of the land with respect to immigration? And in Chicago, they're attacking state policemen and county deputies. Why are they being so vicious and violent?
I think that this is a very, very complicated situation that here's what I tell my kids all the time, that they're not kids anymore. When you make poor decisions during your life, and I have a lot of friends that have, and there was a good large portion of my life where I didn't make the wisest decisions in the world, that when you get to a certain age, where you're at is you're a compilation of everything that you've done, all the decisions that you've made. And I have some friends that have done really well, made wise decisions. So when they get to our age, my age, your age, you have options, right? That's what money is good. Success is good. But really what it does is it gives you options. Okay? So when you don't do the right thing, which the federal government has not done really even before 1986, but the last meaningful legislation with immigration.
What's ICE doing that's wrong?
I know, but listen, I'm getting to that point. So when you don't handle your business and you allow people to come in for 40 years, okay, and then those people become a part of the community, and I said this before, I knew this was going to happen when Trump was elected, and he ran on this, by the way, just to be fair. I knew, if you remember what I said,
Democrat lies.
Well, if you remember what I said, how are you going to go round up 20 million people? You're going to have to get into the neighborhoods, and they're only going to be able to do that as long as the people allow it to happen. And I said this before, we don't have the stomach for ICE to knock on doors and pull those people out and take them away, because you're taking them away from their families, some good people, some bad people. You're not going to have the stomach. It's the same thing in Chicago with gang members. There's 100,000 gang members in Chicago, and they know who they are. But for Chicago to get rid of them, they would have to go through the streets, go into the homes, pull all those people out, pull all their guns, all that other stuff, and Chicago doesn't want it. So my point is that you have people that have been in this country their whole lives, that some came in. So they broke the law. Correct.
Yeah, they break the law. They're still lawbreakers, and they've been given the option of the Trump administration to leave peacefully. They're going to give them money, and they're giving free flight out of the country and so forth, and a chance to re-enter the country on a legal basis. I mean, what are you talking about?
I agree.
The Democrats don't have the stomach for it. 80% of the general population supports mass deportation.
I think you're going to see, if you continue the way that you go, you're going to get beat in the midterm. And I've seen this before, Walt, so have you. Here's the problem with Democrats and Republicans. They misinterpret their mandate, okay? And they go further than people are willing to have them go. And I'll give you an example of this. I'm opposed to drugs coming in this country. I've lost family members and others to it. Almost everybody has someone that they know that their lives have been ruined by drugs, lost. Are you in favor of unilaterally killing people on boats that we don't even know who they are?
Yes.
Okay.
They're invading our country.
Okay.
They're illegal. They're bringing a vicious, deadly cargo that they want to inflict on American society.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's fair. So, and I say this to the Democrats, which president since World War II has bombed the most countries? This will surprise you. Since World War II, which president has bombed the most countries?
You tell me.
Barack Obama. How many people were bombed that were close to someone that was Al-Qaeda? So they're killing them without knowing who they are, and then they gave them a Nobel Peace Prize.
They have intelligence about what's going on, so they know.
Okay. I'm just simply stating it out, throwing it out there. So I think, this is my opinion, and it's worth probably nothing, that you stated as a party that you were going to go after those people that are here undocumented, illegal, I don't care what you call them. Matters
illegals.
Not to me.
They're illegal aliens.
Matters not to me.
That's the term.
There you go.
Term.
Okay, so
legal aliens.
Illegal aliens. Matters not to me. You said you were only going after those that have committed crime. So you go in and you grab.
They said also if they come across illegals along the way, they have no choice but to, as the law enforcement authorities, they have no choice but to take in people who are not the worst.
Okay.
And this is why the Democrats not cooperating has made this more difficult, and it's been done purposely.
I agree with you.
In the areas of the country where the authorities are cooperating, it's going quite peacefully. The cops know who the bad guys are, and the local cops could take them right to all the bad guys and make it nice and quiet and focus mainly on the worst criminal element kind of thing. But no, the Democrats support the criminals, and that's why they don't want to cooperate.
I agree with you 100% that there's a deal to be had there. If you don't want us going through these communities like they're going through, then all those places that are sanctuary cities should say the following. You stop doing that, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to work with you in the court system with our local police department and state and county, and when we have undocumented or whatever term you want to use, they get themselves in trouble, we're going to call you, and you're going to come get them. That's the compromise. That is the compromise right there that will
Why haven't the Democrats done that?
I don't know, because they've
chosen. Let's go back to the question I asked. The Democrats love to say nobody's above the law, but they're lying, because what they really mean is nobody unless it's a Democrat.
So let me ask you this.
That's their behavior.
Let me ask you this, because here's what's going on, and we're starting to see it now. We're finally starting to see the price increases. Okay? So this plays all together because nothing happens in a vacuum. So if you're going to take 20 million, let's just say there's 20 million. Let's just agree on that number. 20 million people that are working in this country, your terminology, they're working here illegally. You're going to remove 20 million hardworking people. Who's going to do those jobs? Because I could tell you right now, we're already seeing this. And if you just saw what happened last night, and this is directly affects the industry I'm in, President Trump said that he had a hissy fit and now told Canada, by the way, that ad by Canada was unbelievable if you see it. Ontario took your favorite guy, Ronald Reagan, right? Wasn't he a great president?
Better than the average, that's for sure.
Okay, so they took Ronald Reagan and they had him read the Republicans' viewpoint of tariffs. And he specifically stated what would happen if you do with tariffs. So you do agree for the last, since 1980 at least, the Republican Party as a whole on their platform was free trade, correct? I mean, that's a fact. That's not something I'm making up. Is that, I mean, you taught business. Is that not the Republicans' mantra, free trade?
Yes, when you can get it. And
and then also
Trump's strategy is
I'm not getting to Trump.
Trade.
I'm talking about Ronald Reagan. So you agree that because this is something they bragged about, and there's still people. I was listening this morning to the replay of the Hill yesterday, and Mark Short, who was the Pence's number one guy, says, "I've been saying from the beginning of time." Ted Cruz just came out and said this. We're free traders. So there's a break in the party, which is fine.
But how do you get there?
Okay, so
you go around the country.
Let me say this. Then the Republican Party.
We want you to do us a favor, and we want you to comply with the international standards, which you agreed to when you joined the international community. They have not. They've cheated at every stage of the game.
So
do you think they're going to stop doing it?
No.
Would you please stop doing that?
No. But what I'm saying is this. That's all fine. All I could tell you is the following. Where do you think all the lumber that is used for renovations and new homes come from?
You tell me.
Canada. So
yeah, they got a lot of
but
wood.
You said you were going to.
People.
Your party said they were going to lower the cost of living, and you've tariffed everything. So the farmers themselves, okay, the cattle farmers and the soybean farmers who all voted for Trump. So I want you to explain this to me. You're saying America first. You give $40 billion bailout to Argentina, who is selling all of their soybeans to China, who China is not buying any soybeans from our farmers. They're ready to go out of business. He then bails out Argentina, who's selling their soybeans to China. And then he starts telling the cattle farmers, you're making too much money. I'm going to start buying beef from Argentina. How is that America first?
Well, it's really simple. I'm trying to explain this to you. Trump has been in office, 6 months? 9 months? He wants to achieve a world that takes a while. Previous administrations, both Democrat and Republican, have sold the American business and workers down the river over and over and over again. They've let foreign countries, including our allies, screw us over. Trump's trying to fix that. Just as
how are you trying to fix it by?
Trump is trying to fix the immigration problem after 4 years of Biden letting in 14 million illegals. Do you think that happens overnight? Do you think it's nice and pretty? Especially when you have corrupt, racist Democrats refusing to support the rule of law?
You talk about what party has
to make it look ugly.
The Republican Party was the party that scoured the world for the cheapest labor that they possibly can get. They bragged about it. Okay? This was their platform. Let's go to any corner of the world that doesn't have OSHA, that doesn't have the EPA, and people work for $1 an hour. And we will transport every single one of our jobs. And that started in 1980 under the beautiful Jack Welch from GE. Okay? And everybody bragged about it. And 45 years later, we don't make anything in this country anymore.
Oh, yeah, we make a whole lot more than people realize. And what we should have done, I'm America First guy. What we should have done is taken 5 industries. We should have said we're going to do steel, we're going to do aluminum, and the top 5 that we should be in charge of. And then we should make a deal with the rest of the countries to make – we're never going to be making clothes here again. Okay? We're not going to be doing textiles. So you go to some of your some of the people you have alliances with, and you say, you make that, we make this. So today – here's a perfect example. And I'm just a small guy. Every single construction company today, because of what Trump said last night, because he had a hissy fit with Canada, because they put out an ad, okay? And I'm going to have Joe look this ad up. So he has a hissy fit, and he says, we're completely not negotiating with Canada anymore. So if you called me out to build you a garage, or you called me out to do something, or someone's actually thinking about building a home right now, I'll guarantee you that the cost of
I'm going to bring in a guy from a lumber yard that I buy from. The cost of lumber is going to go up 10 to 15 to 20% because of the tariffs. So what do you tell people that want to buy a home? I thought the cost of living was supposed to go down. What do you tell people when there's going to be a 20% tariff cost on lumber? Lump it?
You've yet to answer my question. Why is it that your Democrat buddies say nobody's above the law, but they engage in violent behavior toward
I'm completely
lawful
against it. I'm a law enforcement guy. I think anyone that does violence to any police officer, ICE official, anyone should go to jail.
Why are they so hypocritical?
I can't speak
Why
for them.
do they talk out of both sides of their mouth?
I know, but you're speaking out of both sides of your mouth right now. You're not willing to answer this. Donald Trump said on day one, the cost of this country was going to go down. The cost of living. I'm telling you right now, I'll give you another example. I just talked about this. We had a $135,000 bid to redo a home that has wood shake shingles. Okay? We know the person that lives in it, and we know the person that's trying to buy it. They're both wanting to be our customers. We wrote a bid at the beginning of the year. A guy called us about 3 months ago, and said, hey, we're thinking about doing this. What's the price? The price went up $200 a square. There's 100 squares. That's $20,000 because all the cedar shakes come from Canada. So, like what happens in business, we talked to our supply house. They talked to their people. They had some that had been purchased before. They got the cost down to 10. We just got a call from that person this week. We're real close to making this deal. The house is a couple, $2-3 million. You're going to have 2 realtors make money. Our company's going to make some money. Supply house is going to make some money. Business is going to take place. Now, I'll guarantee you. I literally said to my sales guy, to my nephew Brett, if we sell this deal at $145, we have to get those materials. We have to deliver them to the house and put them on the property till we're ready to do the job so that we can guarantee that price. I have to have a meeting today because of what Trump said last night, because I'll guarantee you that lumber is going to shoot up because he's having a hissy fit because he didn't like the ad that Canada ran. That's leadership? That's leadership. So you get upset instead of talking with the prime minister and saying, let's come to some agreement about how we both can make money. You get upset, you have a hissy fit, and now you're just going to say, and he just goes, well, it's just going to affect everybody else. So we're just all going to have to deal with it. Everyone else is going to have to work harder. We don't know how much the costs are because he's having a hissy fit. That's leadership? That's not leadership. That's being a petulant little kid. I mean, I'm so tired of both these parties. It's just ridiculous. If you're looking at buying a house right now, Joe, I don't even know how they're bidding this. You understand when you buy something, right? Like gas, it changes. When you're doing a package on a house that's $300,000-$400,000, and you're buying lumber and you quote it this way, and then all of a sudden they get into a pissing match and it goes up 20%. Do you understand that that's a pretty big deal? Yeah. I mean, you should talk to your father. He's at Costco, right? Mm-hmm. They're buying stuff from all over. I'm sure that they have to deal with it every single day.
I'm sure.
And so we all have to deal with it every day. And you got a bunch of kids acting, you got a bunch of adults that are in leadership positions that are supposed to be acting like adults, but they're acting like kids. That's the reality. That is the reality. It's not a talking point. It's not this or that. It's a pragmatic reality. Lettuce is up 120% this year. Brent Brazier just sent me. So for the first time in his career, he is going to think about putting a surcharge on their salads. So you can't, and I'm an American first guy. There is a way to do it. By having a hissy fit and just saying, we're not even talking to you anymore. We're going to put a 150% tariff on you. You know what that does? When the material comes in all the time from that country. I mean, it's just not even rational. Anyway, you're listening to Dave Kusiak Show on WJOB.
years, the Central Midwest Carpenters have built our communities in Northwest Indiana. Are you ready to join the effort? We have long-term work, competitive pay, and the best benefits in the industry. We pride ourselves on innovative training and commitment to worksite safety. Earn as you learn as an apprentice. A solid career built on a solid legacy. For more info, go to carpenters.com.
Have you ever considered becoming an iron worker? Local 395 is now accepting applications for their apprenticeship program. Go to ironworkers395.com. Look under the training section, click on apprenticeship, and scroll down to the application. You must be 18 years old, have a high school diploma or GED, and you must be physically able to perform the work of the trade. Find out more by calling the apprenticeship school in Lake Station at 219-962-7675 or visit ironworkers395.com.
Tired of that cracked driveway? Dreaming of a new patio or need a concrete partner for your next big project? Call RNC Concrete Construction, family owned with 30 plus years serving Northwest Indiana. From residential driveways to stamped patios and commercial foundations, we pour with pride and deliver lasting quality. Call today for your free estimate at 219-779-9370. That's 219-779-9370. RNC Concrete, where your concrete vision comes to life.
Siri, read me that text.
Sorry, I can't complete your request.
You want me to read that?
No, I got it.
Construction zone.
I see it.
Watch it.
Oh.
Oh my God. You're gonna hit him!
Oh, fuck!
When driving in a construction zone, be smart, be alert, be in the zone.
This is Brian Short, Business Manager for the Indiana Laborers District Council. Everyone deserves a safe place to work. Do your part in the cone zone. Slow down, save lives. We're all in this together.
A message from Indiana's District Council of Laborers International Union of North America and affiliated locals.
Do you want to get a vaccine, but it's difficult to get to your healthcare provider? Call the folks at Right Care Pharmacy. They'll come to your home, discuss your vaccination status with you, and administer the appropriate vaccine with expertise. They offer vaccines for flu, shingles, pneumonia, hepatitis A and B, TDAP, RSV, and COVID. They've been serving the Lake and Porter County community for over 11 years and are fluent in Spanish. Call Right Care Pharmacy at 219-655-5028.
Introducing Powers Health, a health system with a new name and a strong legacy of caring for families in our community. One with a tradition of advanced specialized services and a vision for the future. One with a commitment to medical excellence and compassionate care. Everything we do, everything we believe, Powers Health.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Dave Kusiak Show. It is 7:33 a.m. on October 24th. I am your producer, Joe, and stick with me as I attempt to do the traffic.
Is your volume up? Look at your level.
It should be.
Was it up?
Yeah. Can you not hear me?
All right.
Hello,
Just
hello.
double check and make sure.
Hello, hello.
Listen, let me give you some live training. Are you asking me if you're Joe Cimino or are you Joe Cimino?
I am Joe
okay,
Cimino.
then when
if
do you want people to listen to you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, then speak as if you're not. Bill, this may be Joe. You are Joe Cimino.
I am Joe Cimino.
This is Joe Cimino, and this is today's traffic.
This is Joe Cimino, and this is today's traffic. Stick with me, fellas. All right, so you're going to have your usual build-up around Griffith on Klein Avenue, heading north and south. And then going into 80 East and 80 West, heading towards us, actually, you're going to be catching some traffic around Hazel Crest. And then going into the city, 94 West is building up all the way down from hometown all the way deep into the city. So that is going to be a bit of traffic for you. It looks like it's stretching around, 8, 9 exits. Then we head to the Stevenson, the 55 North Stevenson Expressway. You're going to have traffic heading north, but not as much heading south, so you should be clear there. And then the Eisenhower 290 East and West, you're going to have your usual traffic going both ways around Forest Park, and it's going to be pretty steep. And that is going to be your traffic for today.
All righty. Today's WJOB weather, which is sponsored by Kusiak Construction, currently feels like 31 degrees. It is 36 degrees with a high of 52. Sunny conditions expected today. Very sunny all day today, which is very good. Tomorrow, Saturday, which is, they downgraded this a little bit. We looked at it yesterday because we will be at Trunk or Treat at Wicker Park. It was supposed to be a high of 60. They've downgraded and partly sunny. Now, the new forecast is high of 54 and cloudy tomorrow. Joe, make sure you wear enough layers tomorrow. All Sunday, we rebound with sunny skies for the Bears game and a high of 59. And Monday, nothing but sun, and the thermometer is going to peak out at 53. That was brought to you by Kusiak Construction. Don't forget Kusiak Construction. Roofing, fascia, soffit, siding, window replacement, blown-in insulation. Currently, November 1st is when a lot of the NIPSCO rates are going to go into effect. We've had quite a few customers already call us in for blown-in insulation. One of the things that you want to do is prepare your house. You want to make sure that, first of all, that you have the proper amount of insulation and ventilation. Please give us a call at 219-923-3007. We do everything from the foundation up. We're locally owned and operated. Quality craftsmanship at competitive prices. Don't forget, big-time stuff this weekend. This comes from Pat Creamer and Carolyn Jacobs from The Rock. I call it The Rock. I think I'm probably breaking all kinds of trademark rules. The Hard Rock Casino. Don't forget, tonight, it is the ABBA group. That's a free band. If my wife was in town, we'd go. Joe. We may go tomorrow, 1985. That's free concerts. You can watch some football. I'm really pissed off tomorrow. They put Oklahoma against Ole Miss at 11 a.m. What kind of crap is that? All right. Saturday, next Saturday, the Stray Cats, $85, $84.35 per tickets. Stray Cats was a band that put rockabilly back on the charts in the 1980s. 11-1, Stray Cats. 11-8, Dane Cook, the second known comedian to fill Madison Square Garden. Who do you think the first comedian was to fill Madison Square Garden? If you had to guess.
If I had to guess, Louis C.K.
No, if I had to guess, and I don't know this to be a fact, but I think you can look it up, Andrew Dice Clay.
Let me see.
If you look up Andrew Dice Clay, I think he was the first one. It would either be Andrew Dice Clay, Eddie Murphy, to be the first one to fill up a comedian to fill up Madison Square Garden, because Dane Cook is the second. He was the second comedian to ever sell out multiple shows, not one show, multiple shows.
Yeah, Andrew Clay.
Andrew Dice Clay, brother.
Yep,
you want to talk about being? See, here's the difference.
Two
I'm telling you,
consecutive nights as well.
There was a world. What year were you born?
2003.
There was a world before that, and in the 80s.
I don't believe it.
To show you how it. Well, if you ever get a chance and you're bored, put Andrew Dice Clay and some of his clips. If you want to talk about being politically correct, or put Sam Kinison. You can't get better than that in the 80s. Sam Kinison and Andrew Dice Clay. And then next, do that. That's your homework. And then talk about political correctness now.
My dad loves comedians, so I'm sure that I'll He's probably listening.
Why don't you watch it with him?
I'm sure I'll hear it from him. He'll be like, this one, watch this one, and this one. Like, he loves comedians. That's why I threw out Louis C.K. That's one of his favorites. I'm not really too familiar.
Not a
with
big
him.
fan of Louis C.K. playing in Dubai or whatever the hell he's playing, in Turkey or something.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, Trivium, I don't know who that is. For over 2 decades, Trivium has quietly raised the bar for heavy music by conjuring a near magic balance between towering melodic metal, that's why I don't know him, because I am not a fan of metal, infectiousness, extreme metal, unpredictability, black metal scope, and kick of rock and roll spirit. After forming in 1999, Trivium crafted a classic in the form of Incendency. So if you want to come on out, it's 6285, 21 older. That's on 1114. And then New Year's Eve headliner. It's not too early to start thinking about what you're going to do on New Year's Eve. Shaggy. Orville Richard Burrell, CD, better known by his stage name Shaggy, is an acclaimed Jamaican reggae dance hall artist, producer, songwriter, and actor who scored hits with the songs It Wasn't Me, Bombastic, In the Summertime, Oh Carolina, and Angel. Throughout his illustrious career, he has received two Grammy Awards for Best Reggae Album with Bombastic in '96, and with Sting, and in 44-876 with Sting in 2019, and won the Brit Award for International Male Solo Artist in 2002. Tickets are $144.35. Inclusive of an open bar, cocktails, beer, wine, and soft drinks are included with entry. So it's not too early to start thinking about New Year's Eve.
We got full phone lines. People are excited to talk to you, but I will have to remind you now that you have to be very wary about how long you are spending with each caller, because we do have to.
Okay, so cut the calls, what you're saying.
Joe,
the producer, saying cut the crap.
You can have more than one question, but we can't have 30-minute combos anymore.
Joe, I like that. See, I was coming down on you, and now you're coming down on me. See, you're getting your balls are starting to show.
I am Joe Cimino.
I like that. You are Joe Cimino, and I am the producer of this show.
All right,
your testicles are starting to drop, kid.
There you go.
That's a good thing.
You ready?
Good morning. You're live in the air.
Yeah, stop giving Walt so much time. Everyone gives him 20 minutes. God.
He never answered the question, though, did he?
I didn't hear all of it, but no, I didn't hear that part of it. But no, he didn't answer the question. Hey, I just want to say, they have all these people going, saying that their city's crime rate is down now and the state is down or whatever. Everywhere they try to do this ICE raid and these military people sending them in, they should stop doing that. I mean...
Did you see what happened, though, tonight? Did you see what happened overnight?
No, I'm saying that...
Trump pulled back his... he made a deal with the mayor of San Francisco and the CEO of NVIDIA, and he is not sending troops to San Francisco now.
Yeah. But he's still going to send ICE and all that. But what I'm saying is that that's not why he's doing it. It's pure racism on his part. He's just a racist. That's why he's sending all these troops and ICE.
You don't think he likes Mexican people?
Cities. I don't think he likes Hispanic people, especially brown people, black people. He doesn't mind people from Europe or Canada or what have you, as long as they're about his color of skin. But he's just a racist. That's why he's doing all of this. It's got nothing to do with a crime rate or I don't feel safe or whatever. When does he ever have to worry about that?
So let me ask you a question, because I play devil's advocate in this role, and I'm sending a text to my guys, so I'm multitasking. Do you feel that it's okay for, let's just say, the city of Chicago, because we're actually adjacent to it, that 40 people get shot every week and 10 people get killed, and we keep hearing every week? I could probably list 5 to 7 of the last police superintendents and all the different things that they were going to do, and it happens every single weekend. So do you think it's fair for a resident where mainly the shootings take place in the west and south side, that they live in a community where it's just par for the course? Every single week there's 10 killed, 40, 50 shot, and this was about 10 years ago. I'm doing dinner with a group in the downtown, and I didn't know this guy, but he's sitting across from me. He has his phone out, and he says, "I want to apologize to you. I have to have my phone out." He was a very high-ranking Chicago police officer. He said, "I'm in charge of this district, and every time you hear this phone beep, someone got shot." And that phone was going off like someone had their phone on speed dial. So let me ask you a question, Fernando. Is it fair for the citizens of Chicago to live in a community where every single weekend at least 10 people get killed and at least 40 or 50 people get shot?
No, it's not.
So then what do we do differently? Because I've heard all the way back to McCarthy, Hilliard, Klein, Eddie Johnson, this guy here, they're all saying the same thing. Oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. We're bringing all these extra people out. We're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. And every single weekend, 50 people get shot and 10 people get killed. So if you're the mayor of Chicago and you're doing the same thing for as long as I'm living, and I'm turning 57 November 3rd, do you think maybe you should do something differently?
Well, hasn't crime always been a part of cities, big cities? I mean, for centuries.
But then why do we accept it?
Different countries.
Why do you accept it?
It's not being accepted. I mean, I don't know the answer.
By the fact that it happens every week, it's accepted.
I don't know the answer to that question because I don't know. They haven't known it for centuries and for different countries and forever. It just happens with cities. I don't know. I really don't know. But I'm just saying that Trump isn't going to fix that. He's not going to do anything to reduce that. These troops and all this is just his pure racism. It's his excuse to mess with people, almost at the just to mess with people he doesn't like, the cities he doesn't like, places he doesn't like. He wants to mess with people. He's just a racist.
All right.
He's an idiot.
I
he doesn't know what
appreciate
he's
it. You don't
doing.
like him. Thanks a lot. 219-845-1100 next, Joe. We got to keep moving along.
Asshole.
Whoa.
Oops. Sorry.
What are you driving?
Yeah, guy almost hit me. I apologize.
What's up?
The expression of the caller has no reflection on the radio station.
That's
or
right. No one
host.
even heard you say it. Get to the point.
Thank you. Okay, so, hey, wasn't your show called something else before?
I've been doing this for close to 25 years. So it's been, I started off as Jimmy D and the Coos. Then it was Federici and Friends. Then it was Region 1230. Then it was Dave and Dave. I ran into Dave Innes the other day. Hey, everybody, what's going on? Then it was Kusiak and Reardon. Then it was Moving Forward with Dave Kusiak. Then it was, now I got a co-host when he's in town, Brent Brazier. So, gosh, I've been called a lot of things, and I'm not even telling you what my old lady calls me.
Federico and Friends?
Rick Federici used to be one of the owners when they first bought the station. It was Rick Federici.
That is amazing.
With Jim Dido, they teamed up together, and it was a battle between them. So there was 3 people that were buying the station out of what do you call it? Receivership. And it was Rick Federici came out of the woodwork. His brother Marco had a bunch of money from the Board of Trade, and Rick Federici was a well-known traffic guy from Chicago. And he came in last minute, and it was Old Man McDermott and Andy Wilgus. So there was 3 guys bidding for the station. So Jim and Alexis went in the back with Rick Federici and made a deal so that they teamed up together, and they ended up getting the station. So Jimmy wasn't on air yet. Rick was on air because Rick was the personality. So it was Federici, and then it was Federici and Friends, and I did that. And then then I first started out with sports, and then Jimmy asked me to come in. But, yeah, the late Therm Free. Hey, everybody, or Therm Free. Well, you're absolutely right about that, Dave. The late Therm Free, Jimmy and I were there, and he goes, what should we call the program? And Therm Free says, Jimmy D and the Coos. And our song that we played was Tom Petty, Learning to Fly. And that had to have been 2002. So there's a good chance that I've been called everything. And so, yes, that's a long-winded answer to yes. I had multiple different shows that I've been on.
Well, that's cool. You know what? They should. You should really change the name because you cover everything. And it should be Motor mouth in the morning.
There you go, baby.
You never let anybody talk.
Nobody does
you
better
never
than
let
me.
Anybody talk.
Nobody does better than me. Just ask me. Who gets the highest ratings here? Me. I remember when we were doing a show over at, we went to a show, and Sugar Ray was at Festival Lakes, and he'd say, "Who's number one?" Right here. If you like me, love me. If you don't, I don't care. Listen to WLS. Matters not to me. I don't listen to this program every 5 days a week because not everyone's for me and I'm not for everybody. That's okay. It's called America. I was going to have it say Dave Kusiak because I have something to say. But let's go to the next caller, 219-845-1100. Good morning. You're live in the air.
Hey, one more thing. It's me again. I just forgot to say, because Donald Trump is a racist, he's just playing to his base, which is, in my opinion, and I have no scientific research to back this up, but I think that Republican Party is about 30 to 40% racist. That's why he always has that 30, 35% or whatever he does.
So the same thing with African Americans. 95% of African Americans voted for Barack Obama because he was black. So
yeah, they have the reason to be.
Is Zoran Mandami a racist because he hates Jews?
No.
He's not? Isn't that the definition of being racist?
No, I don't know him very well, but
what do you
I don't
mean?
think
He says
that,
it. He literally says that he's with Hamas and he does not like Jews. Is that not the definition of racism?
I don't know about him that much, so I didn't hear him say it. But yeah, if he says that, that's not right for him to say that.
There are 30% of Republicans that are somewhat racist. I mean, you're not going to take racism out of people. I mean, be an adult.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
So you have the right to be racist in this country. You don't have the right to discriminate against somebody because you feel that way. I tell this to people, adult conversations all the time, Fernando. You can't force your neighbor to like you.
No, I know that.
They have the right to be prejudiced against you. They don't have the right to discriminate against you.
Right. And that's why Walt is okay with just killing people that we don't, what would happen to, getting a Coast Guard cutter, boarding the ship, making sure what it is on there, arresting the people. No, it plays better that you just show video of them shooting it like you're at war with another country or something, and, there's no proof that they were coming this way. Maybe they're going to Guyana or something down there and they're taking the drugs. Who knows?
All right. Hey, thanks a lot for calling. Hey, Jimmy, be careful when you're walking by the bathroom. Something's leaking over there. So, Mont, if you're listening, going into the men's bathroom, either the sinks that are in the bathroom are leaking or the water faucets are leaking, Jimmy.
It's
all wet underneath.
I almost died this morning.
So, Jimmy, it's all wet in front of those bathrooms.
All right.
And so when your feet get wet and then you step on that tile floor, you're gonna skid. So I know Mont's in charge of the building and he listens. Whoever's in charge of the building, you need to put a caution tape in front of that. And you got to be careful walking over there. So we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to bring Jim Didlo in. We want to talk about some of the things that we have going on here with WJOB, Vasquez Development Corp, and Kusiak Construction. Some of the things that are happening tomorrow, and also some of the things that will be happening right before Christmas. You're listening to Joe Cimino. See that? I throw you in there, Joe, is billing. And also Dave Kusiak on the Dave Kusiak Show, WJOB, 1230 AM, 104.7 FM for the beautiful Strachan Van Til Food Market Studio.
Or your business has plans to break ground on a new project in 2024, Powering Indiana. Lake County is your source for the region's best electricians. With IBEW, Local 697 electricians, you're choosing the highest level of safety and reliability. Visit poweringindiana.org today and ensure your project is in the hands of skilled professionals.
From the gas in your car to the heat in your home and the roads that you drive on, our work powers daily life. We are USW Local 71, the proud men and women of the Whiting Refinery. We're not just refinery workers. We're your friends and neighbors, raising our families here, shopping in the same stores, and cheering in the same stands. USW Local 71, powering the region because we are the region.
Are you searching for a college where you belong? Calumet College of St. Joseph wants to know you and give you the support you need to succeed. Are you worried about how you'll pay for your degree? 95% of our students receive financial aid, including scholarships and grants. Need some extra help with your classes? You'll benefit from our small class sizes, free tutoring, internship planning, faculty mentors, and so much more. Come experience our accepting, supportive college family for yourself. Schedule your campus visit and apply at ccsj.edu.
Tech Credit Union supports the essential role of union labor in building strong communities. That's why we offer hassle-free banking, financial empowerment, and a commitment to your success. Save for the future, handle life's challenges, and trust a partner that stands by hardworking union members. Tech Credit Union, the better option for you and your money. Visit techcu.org or call 800-276-8324. Tech Credit Union, supporting union families every step of the way.
At Strachan Van Til, we believe grocery shopping should be simple. Now, shopping is easier than ever with our new and improved website. Find what you need fast. Browse your favorite products, add them to your cart, and check out in just a few quick steps. Choose between convenient in-store pickup or let us handle the heavy lifting. From our shelves to your doorstep. Skip the lines, shop your way, and spend more time on what matters most. With our rewards program, enjoy incredible savings and personalized offers every time you shop. Shop online now at strachanvantil.com or download our app today.
Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to Dave Kusiak Show at 7:57, 1230 AM, 104.7 FM. We are going to do weather and traffic, and with that is Jim Deedlow.
294 around the city. Looks pretty good. Am I a little low or no? All right. Looks pretty good. And let's see. 294, 80 going east and west. That looks pretty good. The Bishop Ford up the gut of the Southland, that is lighter than normal, believe it or not. Skyway, Toll Road, Borman, I-65, they're all moved along well. You had some real problems over the last couple of days. If you check out Paul Goddard's Region News Source, it is it's full of a couple of just awful accidents on the Borman. One yesterday, eastbound, going towards Michigan, was up there by Michigan City, and evidently they're saying that the guy may have been drinking, a truck driver. I've talked about it a lot lately that people are just angry, and that it shows up mostly in our driving. And yesterday, I think I got cut off 3 times, and you just kind of get used to it. Anybody who drives around for a living, man, you got my heart. It's just, it's really gotten more difficult and more crowded. In terms of the weather, it was a freeze warning this morning as you woke up, and it was right above freezing, still hanging there right here at the Strack and Van Til Studios. It's 34 degrees only, goes up to a high of 52. But I'll tell you what, it'll be plenty of sunshine. And then sun through some high clouds and a high of 54. And then Sunday, a high of 59. I'll be out at a number of places today. I'll be at the Little Cal offices for a little while working on our ongoing, never-ending documentary. And then I'll be meeting with Sal Espino for some lunch of the plumbers out at Catch 22 in Maryville.
We need a plumber here today.
Yeah, and I do want to mention that I don't know who to contact right now, but folks at Purdue, it looks like you got a little get some water, and I think it's just basically a connection to the drinking fountain.
Yeah, but you can't even see it.
Yeah,
they're gonna have to take that. They're gonna have to take the.
I ate it this morning, Jed. I walked into the bathroom at 5:30 and
Hold
I
it for
ate
your
it.
attorney. Hold it for the attorneys because he said he fell. And don't even say how you feel, but your back has not been the same ever since.
Oh, stop.
My wrist.
But,
Jed.
But he...
he did. He fell on his wrist.
Yeah, I don't know who to report that to anymore. But
Slips, trips, and falls.
Yeah. Hey, listen, did he tell you that he did some modeling?
I said that. I don't know if you know this or not, but I've been openly trying to find him a significant other. Last week we started talking about his personality and that he's a good-looking guy. Did you see what he said though? He said the person has to make $150,000. He started putting restrictions on it right away.
Mm-hmm.
He said
he's focused,
he's marrying.
Jed. I'm focused.
He's marrying
on this,
for money.
I'm focused on the station, on getting us good.
Do you know what Dr. Phil said about when you marry for money? You earn it every day.
There you go.
It's true.
Well, I mean, I think that if it's almost to work here in sports and do what we do because it's a real high quality of life. Let's be honest; it's kind of cool to go do a game or that kind of thing, and
be in VIP.
Really, what you're working for is you're working for experience. To basically, I'm training you to go like these other guys at Barstool and Big Ten, if you want. But I think what Kusiak and I kind of laid the foundation for it for like 15 years in the radio is that it's almost to the point where it can actually become an early stage career because we're doing so much. But you have to – that's not a bad idea because the only reason I can do this like this is that I have a wife she's a lawyer. And she's able to support me and a magistrate. So it's not a bad. I'm okay. Yeah. Good. If
he retired. He's semi-retired. My old lady went the other way. She retired. I keep telling her that every morning. I go, I'm thinking about retiring, and you're going to go back to work. And she's like, that's not happening. In fact, so my
Why
wife
do you call her old lady?
That's the way we were brought up. But here's what my wife always says.
Do you let them do that? Here's the thing. You're supposed to be the trained producer. That's how I'm able to go build this.
You know what Lisa always says? Lisa always says this. She says, you can call me old lady, all you want. She said, there's 2 things that will be eminently true. I will always be younger than you. I'm turning 57 November 3rd. She just turned 55. So that's never going to change. And she said, more importantly than that, I will always look younger than you. And so I consider that a compliment. I was thinking about this the other day. Don't ask me why, because my mind does what it does. When we all used to go out, so there used to be 4 couples that went out, and all the women were either half or full Hispanic. And all the guys, some of them were half Mexican, but mostly white. And we just fit. There's, when we were making our way up through the ranks, nonprofits, fundraisers, all that stuff, concerts. And some people, especially at the schools, would get us mixed up because there's only so many Mexican wives. So they'd come up to Jimmy and be like, well, it's Lisa. He's like, yeah, wrong one, this or that. But the point of the story is it was Alexis, Lisa, Robin, and Mara. And the reality of it is that they're smoking hot women. And it was great because they are. And they're very intelligent. And so we were very lucky to be around and still around. We're all still married. To be around our smoking hot women, and my wife is smoking hot. But I call her old lady, or I call her Stada, like my old man called my mom.
Yeah, you know what? You could call her whatever you want. You're right. They're all for smoking hot, including Lisa, your beautiful wife. But, you were talking about the past when all these different shows you did here.
Yeah.
I did not realize that you had been here that long. But I also wanted to address something a guy said. He goes, Coos, you don't really listen to people. And I'm like, listen, this was how this would go. The 8 of us would go out for years. And I had done the show all day. Usually I was on for 5 hours back then. I was on the average of 25 to 29 hours a week between doing the morning show and announcing games. So when we would go out, Kusiak would take over the talking. I could go almost an entire evening without having to say a word because Kuz would do it. And if somebody came up to ask me a question about the show or something, Kuz would answer it for me. And I love it because there is no better storyteller than Dave Kusiak. Whether you're listening right now, you know that. And I could just sit there and listen and Reardon. And
So people would ask me to be, if you've ever, we went to the circuit where we used to go to all these golf outings. They don't have as many as they used to, but they used to be real prevalent, Joe. Everyone would, all the fundraisers, Chamber of Commerce, you name it, nonprofits. And it's a long day. So as part of your business, some guys take their clients out, yada, yada, yada. So sometimes you're just meeting people. You have nothing in common with them. You go there at 11:30, you either get a bag lunch or you eat something, and then you're sitting for 30 minutes. You're not even on the first hole yet. And you've already talked about everything that you have in common with the person. You still have 18 holes, 5 hours, right? Remember those things? And so people would call me sometimes and just say, and I hit the ball far, normally not straight, but I hit the ball far. So I'm a good fourth because I keep conversation going. And I literally, that's just a gift, whether you like it or dislike it. My mind never stops, ever. And it bounces from this to this to this to this. It's tiring. I get migraines over it and everything else, but I guess it's good to be on the radio if you have that, right? And then storytelling is something that I do. Billy Baker always says this. He goes, Kusiak's always telling a story. He goes, that's what he does. I mean, so if you don't like to sit and listen to stories, don't invite him out because that's what I do, right?
This started generations before, and that was it your uncle or your dad that blocked for Uncle Charlie?
My dad was a 63 grad, so my Uncle Joe was a 66.
So it would be Uncle Joe, right? Yeah. No, it was Uncle. I don't know, but one of them. They both played over here at St. Stan's, and they won the diocese by doing one play. And my uncle told me about it. They would hand the ball to my Carl Podkol, Charlie Podkol. He was on the St. John Town Council for a while. And then they would run right behind a Kusiak. Now, I can't remember which Kusiak it was. And neither
could have been any three of them.
Yeah, any three of them. But that was the only play they had to do. Give it to Podkol, run it behind Kusiak, Pollock Central.
And it goes to Munster, comes into your play because Leroy Marsh was a 68 grad, and he was only a sophomore when my Uncle Joe was East Chicago Football Player of the Year. He's like, it wasn't good being a sophomore going against him every single day. And that Rosinski Lukowski ended up making it to Friend and Marsh and Bernie Kruger and that whole situation. So as much as things change, they stay the same. But, Jim, I want to talk about a couple things that's very important. Tomorrow, we will be, as a team, WJOB and Kusiak Construction. Joe's going to be there. He's going to have some people from WJOB helping Adriana. My daughter Julia is running it. Adrian A. Santos, North Township trustee, presents Trunk or Treat. If you have a child, grandchild, we're asking if you're a member of North Township, please come on out. We have enough candy for 1,000 people. We figure that there may be that many. The weather was downgraded a little bit. It was supposed to be 60. 54 is okay. So they're going to have a costume on, so it'll be warm. 1 to 3 o'clock at the pavilion. Also, PNW.
Hold on a second. Let's follow up on that. That is 1 to 3 on the west side of Wicker Park. It's not by the golf course. It's over on the other side, the pavilion. And Kusiak's right. There's like hot chocolate, and you can go in the pavilion to warm up. But what happens is all the different trucks are all lined up around, and one of them is Kusiak Construction and WJOB. I'm surprised that you're going, Semino, but that's very nice of you. So it'll be Adriana Alvarez, whom you'll be able to meet in costume, and Julia Kusiak, who will be there in costume.
I think Matt will be there too.
And Joe Semino, and who else?
And Matt.
And Matt, DJ Matt. So if you want to meet like kind of the younger group of Kusiak and WJOB, there'll also be some little kids like my granddaughters and that kind of stuff. And then
there is a DJ, decorated cars, candy, food, costume contest.
There's another one tonight. If you're a Munster resident, they have trick or treat throughout the high school. Now, I don't know if you have to.
I think Jameson's going.
Yeah, they're going with my. Our daughters are going together, and you go. And if you're a Munster person, you go, and then they, from what I understand, they just go from classroom to classroom, and then you get different. I don't know if the teachers hand it out or whatever, but they hand it out at different.
They're going to make the teachers stay after working 8
It
hours?
doesn't seem right, but maybe it's just kids or some club, DECA club or something like that. But it is it's a big deal, and if you see a ton of cars over there at Munster, then you'll know what it is. I can't believe they're not playing at home tonight, right?
No.
I do want.
I don't think that would be a good time to do both. I mean, but who knows?
Yeah, you look it up real quick while we're talking.
Also, PNW Monday trunk or treat at 5:30 at the PNW park. I don't know what the FNRC parking lot is. Do you? Is that the front? I don't understand what that is. FNRC.
Is that the fitness and?
Oh, maybe it is the fitness and what's that? So
the
that
recreational center?
Fitness and recreational. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So that would be the parking lot that is south of 173rd, right at Wicker. So
what time's that?
At 5:30.
So today?
No, not at Wicker. Woodmart.
What day?
Monday, October 27th.
So if you want, you can go to Munster tonight. You could go to
Highland tomorrow.
Where's Highland?
Wicker Park.
Oh, that is Highland, isn't it?
Yeah, don't you remember when you guys used to get your ass kicked when you were fighting on the bridge? Battle of the Bridge?
You've got me confused with somebody
I remember
else.
a dude who tried to throw, my brother used to hang out with a bunch of hoods. And those dudes, my brother was a good football player, but he hung out with all the dudes that didn't play football. The dudes that didn't play football could care less about football, but they just want to know who would win so that they go fight the Highland dudes to paint the bridge. One dude told me he tried to throw a guy over into the water. That was back when it meant something to paint that bridge. So whoever won used to paint that bridge. And on the other side of that, Jimmy, east is Highland.
So I had another announcement in my head I was going to make, but I started listening to another one of your stories.
so here's a big one, though.
I know what it is. So tonight is a weird night in football. So I just want to make sure everybody understands that we're doing, I think, girls semi-state soccer tomorrow, and we're doing some semi-state, I think, volleyball or something like that. But tonight, Jed TV Sports Network has grown enough that other people now stream through us, and we take them in. Mid-America Broadcasting, Hobart Schools, Porter County Schools. I mean, even we do stuff with the Times. You could watch a game on the Times Facebook page and on their website. So it's kind of become a group effort. So tonight, 2 games are on from RRSN. That's Regional Radio Sports Network. We're quickly becoming closer and closer with Hall of Fame announcer Paul Condry and Hall of Fame announcer Mike Knezovich's group.
I think they've been doing it longer than me.
In 1992, they've been doing it. So
10 years longer than me.
Yeah, Regional Radio. And Condry's just this kind of grumpy old guy with a beard from Hobart. And I only say that because he's a longtime friend, and I would say it to his face. But he is a grumpy old dude. Funny as all get out. But he's based out of Mishawaka. We're based here, and we're getting closer and closer to maybe doing some games on the Jed TV Sports Network from the South Bend area. But in terms of tonight's game, it'll be two games from RRSN. But I don't know exactly what the schedule is, but all weekend long we're doing some other semi-states and regionals in other sports. So all you got to do is put it on to Jed TV Sports Network. We've made it so that it runs 24/7, and typically what will happen if there's a game on a Friday night, we'll have it cut up and we'll play it quite a bit the next week. and it's just always there. So go check it out.
Couple announcements that we have to get to. Saturday, October 25th, tomorrow, benefiting Haven House in St. Jude. Mark, the Hobart Moose Lodge, 143 South Hobart Road. It's a bingo. Come on out. It's a great cause. And for those people that don't know what Haven House in St. Jude does, they are nonprofits that help battered people, mostly battered women and children. And funding is always difficult for all nonprofits, especially in this day and age. So if you want to come on out and play, it's $10 for 10 games. There's baskets, raffles, kitchens open. It says door prizes, moose races, and I don't know what it is, but it says hot balls. I don't know if is that a game or it's on the flyer.
Don't you dare!
It's on the flyer.
Don't you
What do
dare
want me-
make a joke.
I'm not making
on
any
that,
joke.
right?
I'm reading it, and then our good sponsors, Pat Creamer and Carolyn Jacobs from Hard Rock, and tonight, Joe just found out he's a closet ABBA fan. We played earlier today, Dancing Queen. So tonight, a free show at Hard Rock. And then Jimmy, like this, next Saturday, the Stray Cats. Stray Cats, next Saturday, $84.35 per ticket. And then if you like, let me ask you a question. You might have heard this coming in. Dane Cook on 8/11, or 11/8. My dyslexia, like you, is kicking in. He's a comedian. He's the second comedian to ever fill up Madison Square Garden on consecutive nights. Who was the first?
Don Rickles.
Nope. He's a New York guy.
Seinfeld.
Nope.
I give
Think
up.
about in the 80s, those that were politically incorrect. That's from New York.
Richard Pryor.
I would have thought Pryor would have been the first one. He
Yeah.
did not.
I'm done.
Andrew Dice Clay.
Oh.
Remember with the Dice Man? He had a short run, but the Dice Man cometh. If you want, Joe, that's the name of the video. I saw Andrew Dice Clay. If you said your father likes comedians, you guys can look at the Dice Man cometh. And then also, if you want to spend some time with your father, quality time, Sam Kennison. Unbelievable talent. Unbelievable talent.
Andrew Dice Clay, he was coming, I think, to the it was Charlie Binion's then or something.
Yeah.
It was a horseshoe.
Binion's or
and
whatever
he
it was.
was coming, and they asked me, can you just interview this guy? We want to sell some tickets. So it was he was late, so I interviewed the guy, and we go live. It was supposed to be at like 9 in the morning, and he wound up finally getting his act together, and we go on at 1:30. And he's in a hotel room on his tour with two women. And I'm trying to talk to him about, hey, it's nice to come to him. And he was just off the wall. And it was supposed to be like a 7 to 10 minute interview. I look up and it's 35 minutes into it. And when you tell a publicity person, hey, I'm good with 7 to 10 minutes, or you tell one of the political people running around looking at their phones that, hey, if the senator wants to come on and he only wants to give me 10 minutes, that's fine. I'll do 10 minutes because you want people to know that's how long you are. So here we are 35 minutes into it. This guy is still partying from the night before. He's putting the girls
the
on.
80s.
He's putting the women on. No, it wasn't the 80s. It was like the 2000.
Oh, yeah, because you had the show. But I'm
Yeah.
saying when he first came out, it was the 80s.
Yeah, and he just wouldn't. Finally, I'm playing the straight man, and I'd set him up with some questions, and finally he's like, "Hey, you're pretty good. Let's do this." I'm like, "No, let's not do this. I'm gonna go home right now. I've been working all day, and we have to call this." He was like, "Nobody ever shuts down my interview," and I'm like, "Hey, it's 37 minutes. We're done."
Did you ever see a Star Is Born?
No.
Recently with Bradley Cooper, and what's her name? The singer, the Italian singer. What's her name?
What are you asking?
Blonde-haired girl. What's
What
her
are
name?
we? Me and Al Hamnick.
Lady
Remember?
Gaga?
Lady Gaga.
Lady
Look
Gaga.
that up. So Andrew Dice Clay is Lady Gaga's father in that movie.
I forgot about that.
He's the one that says he had a better voice than Sinatra.
Lorenzo Campana is his name in the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's look him up if you want to see a really, really bad 80s movie. I think it was called Ford Fairlane. That was when Andrew Dice Clay played Andrew Dice Clay in like the 80s. Anyway, I want to talk about something that's very important.
Can I get one more announcement in here?
Yeah.
Hey, I think you're going next week to the innovation thing. Are you? Have you been invited? No. Anyways, we have been given an innovator award by the Society of Innovators. Mostly it's just the tech that's behind the scene that Joe Cimino's running right now. It involves also putting the high school games on and developing some proprietary technology for that. But we've been named one of the 2025 Innovator Awards by the Society of Innovators. And they're having a big luncheon next week. The luncheon is on Wednesday, October 29th from 11:30 to 1:30 at the Avalon Manor Banquet Center in Maryville. And I don't think I give a speech, but we get an award, and there'll be a number of people.
Jim, you don't get the microphone anymore.
No, I literally ask, well, we'll all come, but I don't give speeches anymore, and that's how it runs. And that'll be on Wednesday, October 29th from 11:30 to 1:30. And we are getting just the winner. We won an Innovator Award, and we're very, very honored to have won that award, and they'll be giving it to us. I think Sam and Peter are going to go up and accept it.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I've always said that, and I've said this to you, you're a terrible businessman when it comes to monetizing things because that's not who you are. But you would be, I'm CEO, you would be in charge of research and development because you built the mousetrap. And you need that skill set. So you need to hand the mousetrap of the innovation that you put together to someone that monetizes it. I was listening a little bit yesterday because it was on, and you had Matt Hansen on, and you guys were talking about sales and marketing. And what he was basically talking about, you were saying about over-delivering and promising. In sales, it's like the first thing you learn. You promise good, deliver great. Okay? Promise good, deliver great. And I remember when I first started, there was a prominent Hammond guy in the schools right on State Line. And he told me this. We did a job. We messed up on something. We had to go back and fix it. It was our first year in business. He looked at me and he said, you need to get your crews up to the quality of what you sold. And I kind of remembered that. And then as you start learning about sales and going to seminars, promise good, deliver great. If you do it the other way, you'll never make a customer happy. Think about that.
Well, certainly we've hired a guy to come in and look at it, and he's like, why are you selling it at a fraction of what it's worth?
And then just like when you're trying to pick up women before you were married, what are you going to tell them, that you're Don Juan or you're Fabio? And then if you're lucky enough to score, how are you gonna get to that point? You got to come and say, well, I mean, you don't want to say I
had a long day. So, Kuz, I'm glad that you mentioned that because, I'm writing a Substack now. Go there and sign up to it. But we've gone to a number of seminars and symposiums about venture capitalism in Indianapolis, and we're kind of in that game right now. And one of the things that they bring you in is that if you're a founder for a company, they want to teach you certain fundamentals. And I've gone to maybe 3 or 4 of these now. And what they basically make you realize is that what you've done to build something up to a certain level, then you have that skill. And I did. Everybody was laughing at me. Why would we build a sports net? Why would we build a network here? Why would you spend all that money? And here it is. It's doing a lot of kids a lot of good. You'll have a ton of kids getting tens of thousands of views tonight for football that they probably wouldn't have gotten otherwise, right? So the idea is that you can only go from A to B.
And then the professionals come in.
And then the professionals come in.
in.
And that's where we're at. And that's what people ask, why am I not on a morning show? I go, hey, listen, I built a sports network, and I need to transition it to people that are professionals, and that's what's going on right now. And I know some of you guys are like, well, what about this? What about that? I go, don't worry about it, because that same skill set that I had in building the sports network with Sam Michael's help mostly, and I'm going to take it over to go to the radio, and I will rebuild the radio and do all the podcasting. But it is a very simple concept of the founder is usually not the manager.
Why do you think that the venture capital groups are willing to pay you what they're willing to pay you? Because they're numbers guys. They know how many are going to fail, and they know that they're going to take our client base. Because everyone in my industry, so here's what's happened. All the venture capital groups have bought all the manufacturers, all the supply houses in this country. And now they're buying guys like us. Okay,
There's a local roofer guy.
Yeah, I mean, they'll
Yeah.
tell you. I mean, Rogers sold out, M&M sold out, all these local guys sold out. I actually talked to Johnny, who gave me this guy. I hooked him up with another guy that's selling something. I talked to him. This guy's name's Prasad. He has 1,500 venture capital groups that he deals with. So this whole world, the whole United States is just going to be owned by venture capital groups, and they're guaranteed they're going to give you 3 to 5 times earnings, and they can keep you on if they want. Sometimes there is a way for you to stay on, and I'll predict this before we go into this. I want to go into this announcement because I think it's very important, especially with what's going on. But I'm going to make this prediction right now, and this is for the Trump people. What's going on with the beef and the soybeans right now? Mark my word, on October 24th, 2025, all of those farms are going to go belly up, and there are going to be major corporations that buy all of them up on pennies on the acre. And that's what's going on right now. They are going to take all of their farms, okay? And it is by design.
So you're hitting right now, you started out with like the roofing companies, and there was one here that advertised.
And he's out, by the way.
Yeah,
He literally, because of what's happened, here's the thing that happens. When you take the check, you're not the boss anymore. And if you're used to being the boss, that happened to my supply house, Gary Holbert Roofing. They got bought by SRS first, and then they got bought by a venture capital group, and now the third purchase, Home Depot owns them. Okay? So, but here's what happens. I mean, you're not the boss anymore. I don't care if it's you set this thing up. So what most people do is take the check and leave.
Now, so we had to go in. I had to learn, like, oh, we built this thing. What is the next step? And one of the steps is that you have to bring people in to do what you're talking about that are just specific.
You should monopolize. You should make money. I told you this before. You should sell this. I know you don't want to. I'm telling you, if you wanted to make the most money that you can, you should sell all of it to somebody. Now, I don't know what that's worth.
Here's what happens in this kind of thing is that there are people that would, say, buy the sports network and all the tech that's involved there because they don't want to go do all the BS that you did all these years and put it together and then you bundle it. So what we went down there and we figured out, I was like, all right, run us through all of your training and teach us what we need to know. We figured out we needed to know 2 things. One was that the founder, which is me, doesn't usually have the same skill set to run it and what they call scale it.
And have enough gas in the tank left.
Yes,
because people don't understand, it's normally the second generation that does that because the gas tank, to get it to the point where we're both at, you use most of your gas. Yeah, you could tell yourself you don't. They know this. So you're burnt out.
So, and then I also looked at it, I go, well, really all that happens with every one of these sports tech companies is that somebody comes by and they waves a big check, and that happens already.
I like big checks.
Yeah, but what you're trying to do is to develop a community asset. Well, I already know how to build a community asset in terms of WJOB. So I've gone around and I've said, hey, listen, we need to fund this locally. We need to use local technology. We need to use local people. And we could spread it from here, but this needs to be the base.
Do you know what happens when the venture capital buys us or those other people? They're not going to this, which is trunk or treat.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, the community, they're not involved in the community, and they do things their way. So I always say this when I do my sales, regardless if you use me, which I hope you do, when you go to your church, look at your bulletin. When you go to a baseball game, look at the fence. When you go to a local school event, look at the signs. Use someone that's doing that because they're local guys. Don't go to the guy. How many times you see Walmart redo a baseball field? You're not, because that's not what they do.
But you have to have those local.
Yeah, but here's the deal. All those groups, and this is what a lot of people don't talk about that I'm very frightened about from my generation going to the next. We used to have all these local businesses that did it, right? That did the whole thing. All the local banks did it. Well, they're getting purchased. All local companies did it. They're getting purchased. All the local groups like Rotary or JCs or Knights of Columbus, there's less and less people. All legions, there's less and less people. All those nonprofits used to do so many things. They used to write checks. They used to volunteer. They used to do all that. All those ranks, they're dying or they're not capable of doing that anymore, and they're not filling their ranks. Those people, those groups served a purpose, and those people are gone.
Yeah,
So
but you have a cyclical there's a cycle to this, and you're right. Like, say 20 years ago, social media and Google search words came along, and they took everything. They put a lot of pressure on the Times. For whatever reason, radio around America has been able to keep going. Certainly, streaming video is its own animal. But what is happening now is that these major corporations, they look and say, hey, we want to get something done in an area, and we could put our stuff on social media, we could put on Google search word, but it's not attaching to what's happening in that area where we do business.
We lost the local. They got to figure out a way.
So the exact opposite thing is now starting to have it, where you have what is known as, one of our major advertisers told us, they said, she told us before we realized it, she goes, this is just a couple of months ago. She said, hey, listen, the pivot to local is real.
Because that's
because
the hook.
They don't
That's
have a way, you'll notice.
But that's the hook. If you don't have local, look what's happened to the Times. Everything was the AP or this or that or canned in stuff. The paper became 2 sections. You have to have a local flair. I remember talking to a couple of the new sports guys, nothing against them. They were 25 years old. I was telling them a story about Jerry Vlasic or Leroy Marsh. They looked like they didn't even know who they were. How could you be doing, I ran into Al Hamnick. I was doing an estimate 2 doors down from her about 3 months ago. You got a guy like Al Hamnick or John Mutka. They know every bit of those people for 40 years. So the pendulum swung so far. Now people go, there's nothing local. You have to have a local hook. And then there needs to be a balance. The pendulum always comes back. It's the law of physics. But real quick, because he wants to go to break, I got to talk about this. Is very important. WJOB, Vasquez Development Corp, along with Kusiak Cares and Kusiak Construction, we need your help. I don't know if you know this or not, but the food banks throughout this country are really, really struggling. And we've done a food bank. And last year, I'm just going to admit that I threw it together last minute because I'm busy. It's too much of a need to do that. Okay, we're going to pick a date right now, and I'm going to ask you, you can go to work, and we'll give you credit for it. You can come on my program that day. You want to write a check, you want to get money, you want to get canned goods, you can bring them here, you can bring them on that day. We're picking December 12th, okay? December 12th. I'll get a flyer put together so we can get it on the website. December 12th. It'll be from 7 to 9. We're going to have our trucks out here. And I need you to do an office. I'll do the work. We'll do the work. I'll take all the food to the food bank. I'll take all the checks there. I don't want credit for this. This is about filling that food bank. There are more people than ever that are, I'll use the proper word. I was telling Joe that they call it food insecurity. That's just a nice way of saying that people are hungry.
Did you see the lines in Virginia?
Yeah, you're going to start seeing.
Well, those are all federal workers. I mean, I don't.
Why would you let someone work for here's what the law should come into today. If you want these lawmakers to come together, Jimmy, how in the world do we live in a world where you expect people to work on the security before you get on a plane? I'm picking up my wife tomorrow morning. She's flying back from Tulsa. She took her mother, go see her family. So you have people that are supposed to do TSA. You have the air traffic controllers. You have the military people. You have people that do things in this country every day that go to work and do their job. Okay? You mean to tell me, and this is what world we live in, they passed a law that the Congress people have to get paid, but the people that work aren't getting paid. Now, they'll get their back pay, but that doesn't buy their food this week. It doesn't pay for their car note. It doesn't pay for their rent or their mortgage. What world do we live in that you expect someone to go to work for a month, and this thing may go for another month? They're not getting paid. And we're all okay with that?
Okay, before we get into this, let's take a break, and I'll let you guys run for the last half hour before.
Because it's important. I want to know. I want to know what you think about that. Does it matter to you that the government shut down? Does it matter to you that people are working that are in charge of the airline? These are the people that tell a plane to come in or another one to go in front of you.
That is scary.
Hey, wait, hold on a second. How long did we go? Like 31 minutes?
On this last segment? Yeah.
32 minutes? You need to start cutting him off at 22 minutes.
He's pretty good. I try
because it's going to take like 3 to 5 minutes to get to it. I don't like you guys
He's
going.
starting to get to it.
I don't like you guys going past 25 minutes.
Did you hear what I told you? He started his testes are starting to drop.
Well, now
which is a good thing. It means he's growing up.
Hey, do you know that he did a major commercial?
I know. I've just told you. I said to him earlier.
I don't think you can say who it's for.
Here's what he did. Here's what he did
I
to me.
I said
Listen,
it yesterday.
Right.
He turned it on me because I told him because sometimes he comes on and he goes, "Well, this this is Joe. Is this Joe Cimino? Are you asking me if this is Joe Cimino? Are you Joe Cimino?" And then he said, "Hey, we need to take a break." I said, "Good. There you go. You're starting to show what you are. Are you the producer?"
So when he came,
are you the producer? Or are you acting like the producer?
I remember a guy, one of your running backs, told me that he would come in.
Did you ask the players what to do in the huddle?
No, he'd go in the huddle. He goes, $22.
Maybe.
Nobody told you.
Did
that.
you ask the? I'm going to ask Nikki. I'm going to see Nikki tonight. I'm going to see Nikki tonight. By the way, it's happy birthday to Courtney Smith. I'll tell a story later.
Wait, my brother's birthday, Brian.
Brian, happy birthday.
Yeah.
So I'm going to see and I'm going to ask him, Joe. Don't even call him. Do not call him.
Nikki,
Scout's honor. I'm going to ask
Scout's
him.
honor.
Scout's honor. Don't call him. I'm going to say, I was with Cimino earlier, and here's the question: when he came in the huddle, who was the leader?
I was the leader. I walk in. I say,
are you asking me if you were the
I'm
leader, or are you telling me?
I'm telling you. But I will say there were times where I got tired, and someone would run on the field with the play, and they'd try to tell me, and I'm like, just tell them.
So listen to this. I'll leave you with this before we go to break. I go to a Munster game. I hadn't gone in a long time. This a couple years ago, and I love.
Here we go.
I love the Grunwald kid.
We're at 39
I love the
minutes right
Grunwald
now.
kid.
This is what happens.
So here's what happens. The Grunwald kid, he's doing what they do in college. Opat was the quarterback. Do you know that the quarterback had to run after every play to the sideline to get the call?
That's what I would.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me that you don't think you lose your wind?
Oh no, trust
Why
me.
would you send the quarterback every play to go get the? That's dumb.
Okay, hey guys, we got to go to break. I do want to put out an RFP here. Anything going on in Robertsdale, Whiting right now? Anybody has any information on anything that might be going on at a local factory?
Is there a fire?
I'm just getting texts from people that are unconfirmed. So anybody that is looking out their window in Robertsdale or anything, tell me what you see. Call us right now at 219-845-1100. Be right back on the Voice and Face of the Region.
Gas was that?
If you're thinking of finishing your basement, installing outdoor security cameras, or your business has plans to break ground on a new project in 2024, Powering Indiana, Lake County is your source for the region's best electricians. With IBEW, Local 697 electricians, you're choosing the highest level of safety and reliability. Visit poweringindiana.org today and ensure your project is in the hands of skilled professionals.
From the gas in your car to the heat in your home and the roads that you drive on, our work powers daily life. We are USW Local 71, the proud men and women of the Whiting Refinery. We're not just refinery workers. We're your friends and neighbors, raising our families here, shopping in the same stores, and cheering in the same stands. USW Local 71, powering the region because we are the region.
Are you searching for a college where you belong? Calumet College of St. Joseph wants to know you and give you the support you need to succeed. Are you worried about how you'll pay for your degree? 95% of our students receive financial aid, including scholarships and grants. Need some extra help with your classes? You'll benefit from our small class sizes, free tutoring, internship planning, faculty mentors, and so much more. Come experience our accepting, supportive college family for yourself. Schedule your campus visit and apply at ccsj.edu.
Tech Credit Union supports the essential role of union labor in building strong communities. That's why we offer hassle-free banking, financial empowerment, and a commitment to your success. Save for the future, handle life's challenges, and trust a partner that stands by hardworking union members. Tech Credit Union, the better option for you and your money. Visit techcu.org or call 800-276-8324. Tech Credit Union, supporting union families every step of the way.
At Strachan Van Til, we believe grocery shopping should be simple. Now, shopping is easier than ever with our new and improved website. Find what you need fast. Browse your favorite products, add them to your cart, and check out in just a few quick steps. Choose between convenient in-store pickup or let us handle the heavy lifting. From our shelves to your doorstep. Skip the lines, shop your way, and spend more time on what matters most. With our rewards program, enjoy incredible savings and personalized offers every time you shop. Shop online now at strachanvantail.com or download our app today.
Welcome back, everyone. It is 8:39. We're going to go till 8:57, and then don't forget award-winning Veterans Views. Please don't forget about tomorrow, Trunk or Treat at Wicker Park, Monday at PNW, all kinds of things. Also, tonight, go to the free concert. It's if my wife was in town, I'd probably go, but we may go tomorrow. 1985 is playing tomorrow. We're going to do Trunk or Treat, 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, and then I don't know, Joe. Joe, we may do this, though, because we're right down the street. I may not be there at that late because it's over at 3 o'clock. I may tell the old lady, I go, let's go play. I mean, we literally may leave Wicker Park at 3 o'clock, jump on the expressway, or take Ridge Road down to Calhoun or Colfax, whatever it is, and go play in the afternoon. And I'll watch the 3:30 game. Is there a decent 3:30 game tomorrow? Because I will smoke a cigar, have a glass of wine at 3:30, and watch on the big screen TV in my little spot. I'm actually trying to talk to Shuford about, there's a chair that I always sit in, and he doesn't know this yet, so we're not going to tell him it's a secret. I'm going to try to have him put on the back of that chair, Kusiak's chair. I don't really have a lot of faith that that's going to happen, but you can't be told no unless you ask, right? I'm going to talk to Pat Creamer and Carolyn Jacobs about that. It's going to be Kusiak's Corner. Kuzi's Corner. That's another one I did, Kuzi's Corner. What about this? The Frying Pan Friday. Don't you remember that? Remember the Wheel of Indictment? We used to have a segment called the Wheel of Indictment because so many people were getting indicted. And then we'd have a segment called, it was Frying Pan Friday, or you could put someone in the cooler. So so you had a sizzle sound. I was thinking about this the other day, I was on the treadmill. Let's do this. Let's do the Chump of the Week. And this all comes back from the first time that I listened to AM radio, Chuck Swirsky. And he had the segment called the Buffoon of the Week. And I was like a little kid listening to that. And I was like, that's what I want to do. I remember listening to Larry Lujiak, a young guy who's at on LS in the morning, not LS, WGN, Bob Surratt. Remember Little Tommy? Little Tommy ended up being the public announcer for the Bulls. He may still be Tommy Edwards, wasn't it? So that was when AM radio was the best, and things come full circle. So we should do Chump of the Week, Joe. Well, so you could all these people that want to tear up, they'll probably throw me in. That's okay. You can do, or Jimmy, Chump of the Week.
So, Coos, we need a segment that we could cut up for a Jedcast later that I could play. So let's do one right now. What do you think? Could we start it off by? It is my brother turned 60 on Tuesday, and my other brother
turned 60,
and my other brother turns 59 today. And
I'm turning 57 November 3rd.
Yeah, so my brother Jeff turned 60, and my brother Brian turns 59. He's listening right now. He's a steward out at BP, and I don't have any information on this, so I don't want to go
59.
to it. Yeah,
I'm turning 57, Joe. You know what that means?
What? That you're old?
Yeah, gravity starts taking over. I tell these young kids, enjoy life now when your body can do everything that it needs to do. Your body just gets beat up from working and doing everything that you have to do. You start getting neuropathy. You just don't have the range of motion and or the desire. So you should really enjoy being in the 20s right now.
I'm getting old. I'm almost 23. Next July.
Look at this is why we need to find him a significant other. You know what I'm saying? dude, when you go online and you make your profile, what these people do, don't put humor as one of the things. Okay, I'm just saying, you're a good-looking kid. Put good-looking kid. Look, he was the quarterback at Andrean. Someone told me that means something. I don't know if it does or not. I'd put it on the profile. Put works at WJOB, and I think right underneath that you should put. Right under number 2, you should put is the producer of the Dave Kusiak show. I always give him billing.
Maybe that would be the first thing.
Yeah, right. That'll get you a lot of dates.
All right, so there's a couple things I want to talk about. So we have a segment, but one of those is I want to tell people how I first knew that Kusiak A could tell good stories, and B kind of has a little bit of a big mouth. So when we were kids. We would rotate who would take to school in the morning to St. Thomas More. Sometimes it would be my mom. Sometimes it would be Mr. Kusiak. And then we lived right next to each other. But I was quite a bit older than
7 years.
I was all these kids, my little brothers and sisters. There's 4 of them. And then there's Kusiak and his older brother. Sean wasn't quite big enough for Marianne yet. But I think we would take 6 kids to school in the morning. So they rotated, and we lived right around the corner from each other. So one time, they're all in the car, and Mr. Kusiak's in the car, right? And I was in 8th grade already. So I had already started to get an attitude, and I was giving my mom some lip in the kitchen. And I was a little bit late, and I come out into the car, and they know not to sit in the passenger side because then I would just beat their ass. That was back in the day when that was how you were supposed to handle little ones, and sorry about that. But I get in and I sit down, and Mr. Kusiak, his dad, takes his hand and just jacks me across the mouth. And I'm like, what?
Shouldn't have been sassing your mom.
And I'm like, don't you ever sass your mom. And I'm like, what how could he hear? It was winter already. It was, it was cold. The windows were all closed. I don't know. Do you know how he figured that out, that I was sassing my mom? This first grader told him.
That's not true.
Wow.
That's a made-up story.
That is not a made-up story. I know it was you.
So that was a Polish household. That's the way that it worked. Joe, he used to run around taking his brothers. I kid you not. He used to take a towel. I don't know if it was wet. And he'd chase his brothers around and snap them with the towel all the time. And
sounds funny.
No, I mean, he was really mean to his brothers. But he did used to protect me because there was a degenerate that lived next door. And I'm 7 years younger. Can you imagine when you're in 1st grade and they're in 8th grade? I mean, I have nothing to protect myself with.
Yeah.
And but anyway, though his mother saved our lives. Not we, I was the youngest, but I was part of it. They grabbed her cigarettes. So it's funny. She smoked and she'd go have them go get the cigarettes. But we're kids. Obviously, she didn't want to smoke. And I remember for some odd reason, there was bottles that used to get 10 cents back deposit. They took the cigarettes and put them in the bottles and acted like we were going to go take the bottles back. And we went to Beaker Woods and we would smoke cigarettes. And she busted us, of course. And she knew what would happen if she told my dad that happened. I remember being in the back seat of the what do you call those?
Station wagon.
And she'd say, Butchie, you know what would happen if I told your father? And I was like, I mean, we took an ass whooping all the time. It's just gonna be another ass whooping. And she never told. I always remembered that. And it was really, really good time. I sent a picture. I did the neighbor's house last year. And I sent a picture to you guys. It might have been the beginning of this year. Right next door. So whoever lived to the south of you guys.
Blumenthal.
And then Clausewitz or
Swarthau's
still there. And
then
so
next to them was the heart doctor.
Yeah,
what was his name?
I took a picture and sent it to you and Brian and Jeff. That basketball hoop is still up. So as much as things change, they stay the same. And Dr. Mike Mintz, whose daughter does the weather, he lived on the corner. And so it's just, before you know it, you're turning 57. Happy birthday to Brian, who's 59. Happy birthday to Dr. Jeff, who's 60. Butch, I think, turns, if I'm turning 57.
He already turns.
No. He's early for his age. He's not 3 years. He's 59.
So, anyways, I do want to, and you're right. I was not that kind to my little brothers, and you guys have been very patient over the years. I've tried to make it up, but sorry about that. But happy birthday to my 2 little brothers. Coos, there's one thing out there that kind of is bothering me a little bit, is that to get a press pass at the Pentagon, you got to sign a pledge. Did you see this? So you got to sign a pledge of.
Did you see who's turned into a media guy, the pillow guy?
Yeah, Lenzel.
I think that I said this earlier to Walt. When you go too far, and both parties do this, they always misread their mandate. The Republican Party and the Trump administration did not have a mandate to basically cut everybody off. Although I will say one thing about the media, and I watch a lot of it at night, and I say this all the time. I am who I am. I'm not a part of the media. I give my opinion. So if you I listen at night to Abby Phillips. I love that show because they have people from both sides. She's a Democrat. She should not say that, it should be the Abby Phillips show, but she should tell people that she's a Democrat, just like Hannity should say he's a Republican. You know what I mean? Say who you are. Some of these people that get media passes and go to that, they are their party. The media, we need more Sam Donaldsons and people that actually go and get the report, make a report on what was said. And so what happened, and you understand this because you're in the middle of it, once something becomes the market becomes monetized, it's done. That's just like what happened with college sports. Once you're paying the player, it's done. It's a business. Same thing what's happened with politics. People are making money. Once they make money in those roles, they're not giving that money back. And so the media, look what's happened on both sides. If you're a speaker, if you're a press secretary and you're with the Republican Party, you almost automatically get hired at Fox or now Newsmax. And then if you're a Democrat going all the way back, I mean, you get hired by CNN or MSNBC. So you're playing a role and you're going to go do that. And you make a lot of money. I mean, millions of dollars. So you think those people worry about what's best for the country, or are they worrying about what's best for them? And once it's become a business, I mean, Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party spent $2 billion. So they're fighting over this demolition of the White House. Oh, these people are putting $300 million up. Yeah. I took a picture of the businesses. You want me to read the businesses?
I saw there was like 25. Hard Rock was one of them.
Well, look right here.
Yeah. So, anyways, going back to the Pentagon is, there's so many things that are happening that are just so entertaining. And you have to watch.
You love the entertainment value of it.
It's and I tell you guys, it's just it's entertaining. Now, is it eventually going to lead to some sort of destruction of America? I don't know.
What's your definition of destruction?
I don't know. I don't even have any control over it. So you can't really worry about something that you don't have any control over. There's only one part of it. And it goes a little bit into the fact that I'm not doing the morning show here right now, and I'm trying to get everything ready for the two businesses. But I remember one time when a well-known elected official wanted to come on and talk about something, right? And I'm like, all right, that sounds good. How about like Thursday at like 7? Oh, no. We need to meet ahead of time, and we need to have a lunch, and, let's talk about what's going on. I'm like, hey, wait a second.
He wants to tell you what he's going to say. He's going to give you boundaries over
and I'm
what
like,
you're going to
listen,
talk about.
you want to come on? Come on. We'll come on and we'll talk. I mean, I treat people fairly. I treat you with respect. If it's something controversial, I may make a couple stupid jokes. But I'm not going to – if I had to have lunch with everybody I was going to interview, I would be done. I don't have any time. I go, this is what we do. This is what I was taught by Colby. We have not changed anything in all these years. I think at the time it was like 97 years, and now it's like 102 years. We have not changed anything. Semino, who must have just gone to the bathroom.
Careful, it's wet out there.
Yeah, watch out. And we just do that. We plugged into a tradition of just talking and being open and coming together and being respectful and trying to be fair. And if that's not enough for you, then I don't know what to tell you. But
so they want to control the narrative, and that's why the whole thing with why we're where we're at in this country, and when I say this to both sides, they both use this term that's not equitable. What's the term they use? I'll think of it in a second. But they both do it, and there's no follow-up questions. I actually literally was going to start a program where what I was going to do is video and show examples of this. Video an interview and call it the follow-up question. Because there's a natural follow-up question. When you talk and you interview people you've done for 20 years like I have, there's a natural question. The next question is natural when someone says something. There's no follow-up because they don't want to put someone on the spot. By the way,
is that the bong king?
This is Paul.
Is that the king of bongs out there?
Hey, this is Paul Goddard. Due to an external power outage, we temporarily evacuated the refinery.
All right, this is according to Region News Source and Paul Goddard. Here we go. From BP. Can you read it? I don't have my
from
glasses.
BP. Due to an external power outage, we temporarily evacuated the refinery. The power has now been restored. The public may have heard refinery alarms and seen personnel outside of the refinery. We activated our emergency response team and evacuated personnel out of an abundance of caution. The safety of the refinery staff and the community are our highest priority. So they've been having a tough time. They had a fire this last week. Now they had this. I know a lot of guys that work out there. Let's make sure we get it together, guys. There's a lot of people's safety that are involved with this.
Due to an external power outage.
That means, and this is the second time that would have happened if they're saying external. So I'm sure that they're going to be wanting to deal with NIPSCO and whatnot. And again,
NIPSCO is mostly worried about data centers.
No, I know.
Okay?
Well, but
it's
I know,
old
but
industry
this is
that
important.
hasn't.
This is very important. What's going on? You have some of the oldest industry in the area, and I don't want to get into that. The bottom line is this is from them, BP and Paul Goddard.
The power has now been restored. The public may have heard refinery alarms and seen personnel
What
outside.
do you mean may have? They did. Those things were
refinery.
blaring.
We activated our emergency response team and evacuated personnel out of an abundance of caution. The safety of refinery staff and the community are our highest.
Let's take two quick calls.
Wait, hold on a
Yes,
second.
yes.
Let's think about this.
Did you see that? That's how you do it. Did you see that? He
All right.
raised his voice.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. When
Hey,
you're
you want to know something? I was a running back, like, one of these guys once in a while that would run the play.
Howarth would have slapped you
No,
from here to
every once in a
tomorrow.
while I would give the play because Howarth and I would party all
Howarth
night
was
the night-
high. He was
from the
hungover.
night before. But and so I'd have to run in. But the problem is that I'm dyslexic, and a lot of times I would get the play backwards. It was supposed to go to the right, and it would go to the left. And John Friend would just go crazy.
Was it a true story that Adam Easter was hungover when he missed all
Stop.
four
Well,
extra
yeah, I'm
points?
not going to go
Did
into
he miss
that.
4 extra points?
So, anyways,
they lost 35-31 in the
back
game
to
of the century.
BP. What does this mean? Due to an external power
It means
outage.
outside. External means outside. Power that's coming in from the outside.
So who else supplies the
so
power?
listen,
to,
let me give you an example of this. I worked at Corn Products. You know this. In Illinois, factories can have their own powerhouses, which means they make their own power. They're in control of their own energy. And in fact, when they can either buy some off the grid, or when we make more than we used, we sold it. It is illegal in the state of Indiana for those places to have their own powerhouses because of the law that was written to protect NIPSCO. Think about that for a second. Think about what I'm saying. It is illegal in the state of Indiana for them in the region to have their own powerhouse, which means they'd make their own energy. So when they make their own energy, they're not worried about NIPSCO. It's called the powerhouse. There's people that actually work in it. They make their own energy. And then when there's an overabundance of energy, they sell it to the grid. When they use more than they make, they buy it from the grid. It is illegal in the state of Indiana because NIPSCO is a monopoly and they have the laws written for them. That place should be able to make their own power. The steel mills should be able to make their own power. Okay, they should have their own powerhouses. And so I said this before. I like the guys at NIPSCO. I know many people that made great livings there. I'm good friends with Ricky Klinsky. He's doing his job. The reality of it is this. They're a monopoly, and monopolies do what monopolies do because they don't have to answer to anyone. And if we had a true two-party system in the state of Indiana, the Republicans, NIPSCO has the Republicans, especially in the Senate, all locked up. And if you look, not only do you have all the individuals from NIPSCO, they get to make a great living, they become millionaires, and then look and see the positions they hold afterwards. They control this entire area. And no one says a damn thing about it because they write a lot of checks.
Okay. The phone lines have filled up.
No, hold on a second.
We have
I
3
want to
minutes.
make this
And that
clear.
should be a podcast.
Hold on a second. I want to make this clear that we don't know it was NIPSCO. Okay? According to the BP.
Who else makes energy?
All right, hold on a second. According to the BP thing that was given to us by Paul Goddard, Region News Source. If you want to follow this, go to Region News Source on Facebook, like his page, bump him up, and then you will get notifications of stuff like this, because that's how I get notifications, and Goddard just sends them to my phone. All right? So we don't know that this was caused by NIPSCO. We don't know
I didn't
that.
say it was caused by him. It said you asked me what external power is. Who powers? You said you brought up an important point.
It says right here, due to external power.
You brought
outage.
up an important point. We're struggling now to keep power to where we have. Do you understand the amount of power that these data centers are going to take and draw? People don't understand that. This is the largest new wave of energy use since the Industrial Revolution. We have an old infrastructure system, especially along the lake. It happens all the time when it rains here. We need to seriously take a look at our power grid in the United States of America
why don't
as a whole.
maybe we should do a series about what exactly is going on with the power here, because I was on that committee for 17 years, and I'm
no
not
disrespect
really sure.
to that. That's what. Listen, that's a public relations thing.
I know that.
I mean, come on.
And
did you guys ever make policy?
All I
No.
did every time was said, "Are you spending all this money? How come you're not spending it in the north part of the county?"
That's
that was
people
it.
feeling good about themselves
Exactly.
after they go to a meeting.
But my point is that I'm like, I need to get off of this, because I have a feeling that we are going to have to really see what's going on, and can we make our situation stronger. It may be that I think NIPSCO wants, or NiSource wants to cut up into 2 companies where they'll charge you and me at our house a certain rate, and then they'll charge Microsoft a certain rate.
We just got a 23% increase and a 16% increase, so it's already happening.
We got to go. Hey, listen, I want to say thank you. Happy birthday to my little brothers.
Happy birthday to Courtney. I got a question, and listen, do not be a douche and water up the question. I am asking Nikki, who was the number 1 wide receiver, maybe the best wide receiver, close to it in the history. I don't know. This one guy just went Division I.
Yeah.
I am going to ask him if you crap down your leg or if you were the real leader in the huddle.
Ernie Dillon is up next, the king of bongs. Remember, he had to watch.
I went to Michigan yesterday. I spent $100. I got enough edibles and weed to smoke for a year, and I want to talk about that experience next week. I went there, $100, a bag this big. And this is why bars are going to be strong. And by the way, I brought you salsa from Deb. I got one in the refrigerator, but I want the thing that Brent brought me. Do you have that? He said you put it somewhere.
I said it was on the desk. That I don't know where it went.
One of you guys took that?
The YouTube commenters yesterday were saying that me and Adriana snuck in and got some of Jed's gummies the other day because we were laughing a lot.
I went to seriously. I went to Michigan
What's
yesterday.
going on
I took $100 out. And I
Can
told
you
the guy,
stop talking? These guys are all waiting. There's
okay,
9 veterans.
Where's my
out
bottle
there.
that you had? I have salsa for
A
Deb,
well-known local official already
Are
drank
you
it.
serious? Is it
All right,
gone?
hey guys, thank you. I just came on with Kusiak. I'm going to be on Tuesday morning. I'm going to do an interview, kind of a big interview. I think it's an announcement about some major project in Gary, and we'll just cut in for like 20 minutes with Verley. I'll do the interview and cut in on
Don't forget, tomorrow we'll see you at Trunk or Treat at Wicker Park. And if you got time, go to Hard Rock tonight. It's Dancing Stars, ABBA, and tomorrow is 1985.
Yep, I will be at Trunk or Treat, and I will be here again on Monday. So
Stray Cats next Saturday, $84.25 per ticket. Go on out and see it. I'm breaking all trademark rules. I call it The Rock.
We got to go. See you. Bye.